together, and I can't run any faster. It will end before it starts. I'm up against a wall. How can it be growing taller? I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning in a vision. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Drugs can do the same. Blood in the wind. Is this what we created? Where have we started? Did I lose my mind? I'm up against a wall, on the edge, seconds till I fall. I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning from within. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster.
right, we're getting everybody in here. Folks is having issues with some of the game. I know Neon might be having trouble with her internet right now, so we'll play it by ear. This is Night Mode's Cyberpunk mix. It's very good. How are you guys all doing tonight?
Oh, I would.
Working on knitting a scarf. That sounds cozy. All right, I'm gonna jump in with the chat with these homies.
It was fine.
Right. Yeah.
He hated it.
The most understated possible. I do love the just over the top Britishisms in their conversations.
Have you gone to the old boarding school?
Don't know.
You would know it if you.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
you're
there.
talking about the crown. I was like, what
Yeah.
could they be talking about?
I watched the episode last night before the sleep, which was what was I'm blanking on it now.
Oh, it'll get you to sleep.
Yeah, I was about to say British TV.
That's why I watch it before I go to sleep. Transition me from all that hardcore WoW playing action, and
What
then
level are you now?
I'm literally a pixel from 60. I was about to hit it, and I just
That's
like
quick.
the next.
Do you feel like this is a quicker leveling
It's
experience?
very fast, and I'm taking this actually slow. Most of the shit show squad hit 60 last night, and most of them have finished all their weekly stuff today, and they're starting on alts.
That's
So
good
I'm
then.
just-
That's cool.
yeah.
I'm happy about that because that makes
It
it
is.
so you
I think
can
it's fun.
actually have alts and not actually.
And
feel
the
like
weekly
you're-
content is not that involved. Like there's a very, very base minimum you should do, which is maybe a couple hours each week per character. And then there's like, if you want to be optimal, it's like 8 hours a week worth of like content. And that includes running dungeons, doing battleground stuff that you'd be doing anyway. So I think it's a pretty good cadence. Compared to BFA at least, because BFA had so much busy work if you want to be optimal.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't,
interesting.
I
thing,
didn't bother
people,
with it.
I don't know if you've heard this this comparison yet, but some people
Mm-hmm.
were saying they're like, oh man, this feels like Warlords or Draenor in terms of the leveling experience. What is your
A little
take
bit.
on that?
A little bit, just in terms of how it's linear.
Right.
Versus one is linear, it's quicker, and you do have that kind of feeling of returning to a garrison by the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but that's what I've heard. Because once you start your covenant sanctum becomes kind of like your garrison, or your Legion Order Hall, or something like that.
Apparently, Twitch updated it, so now when you join a stream, it shows you the backlog of chat for the stream.
Neat.
Oh,
That is neat.
I actually like that
Yeah, that's super cool.
because I don't. Whenever I've streamed once in the last 6 months when I started doing that Apex stuff earlier, but I can't read chat and play because I have a single monitor, like a nerd. So he's
But
much
it's
more-
nice if you have to like refresh, so you don't miss out on
Lose
chat
that,
while
yep.
refreshing.
I was using my phone for chat for that one. That was one hell of an Apex stream, though. 3 wins in a row and ranked out of nowhere, and then a whole bunch of shit
then a
like
whole bunch of
normal
anger
afterwards.
losses. That was-
Yeah,
that was great.
I mean, I was still enjoying it. Like I was not salty. I was just like, "Come on, you fucks! How do you?"
Come on, you fucking fucks.
And then we had some good Overwatch after that.
Oh, those are fun games.
Those were
They're playing the tank and just going ham.
dude. They were so brawly. It was so good.
Yeah, I enjoy that kind of fight.
Mm-hmm.
That was right after I was streaming. I think it was
Oh, I was
Sunday.
I was just fucking around with WoW.
Yeah,
Yep. It was.
that was my
Interesting.
getting to stream stuff. The thing is, I haven't even started streaming any of the WoW stuff. Because Leveling's not something people want to watch that much, I don't think, anyways. And
Except
I'll-
for Neon, who wants to
Right,
listen to
right.
us.
Yeah, that's one thing I could have streamed. But I think when we start getting to the battlegrounds and dungeons and stuff this week, I'll probably start streaming a bit from my super minimalist warlock UI, so you don't even know what's going on.
I mean, no matter how much UI you have, I would not know what's going on. So
No matter
That's
how
fine.
little UI you have, I would still not know what's going on.
I've the spec that I've been playing, the affliction one with all the extra dots to make it as spammy as possible. In order to fully ramp and hit my like stride and DPS for single target, I have to put up 7 different damage over time effects, then 2 cooldowns, and then a third cooldown after that, and then I start spamming a button, and then just maintaining 7 dots.
Dude, why don't you just play DDR?
It's basically that, yeah.
now, could you
not-
play WoW on a dance pad? Does it have dance pad support?
I think people have done that before.
Probably.
It would be tough, like just your combat rotation, maybe, but there's so many little utility stuff and stuff outside of that that it would be difficult. Maybe you could definitely play a Demon Hunter on it, though. That's a 2-button spec. Oh, there's the music.
Well,
Hell
no,
yeah.
I'm trying to fix like.
I'm
don't
not.
these
I
things
can't see shit. I'm
Oh.
literally on a
actually
black
stuck
screen.
on the loading screen?
Weird.
I restarted my computer. I've reloaded this page 20,000 times. Yeah, I can't.
Clear the cache and all that.
Okay.
You tried cleaning the internet tubes? They
That's
get
what
clogged up
working on.
sometimes.
It's not a big truck.
Right. You don't just drive it through the internet. You got a series of tubes that bring it directly to you.
Unclog them.
Thanks, Al Gore.
That was not Al Gore who.
Oh, no,
usually said
sorry.
that. That was.
Al Gore
remember
was the reference. I invented it, right?
Yeah, he invented it.
There's
Yeah.
the tube was like Rand Paul or something.
No, he's dead now. He's a senator from Alaska. He was in charge of regulating the internet. So that's yeah, the guy in charge of it.
Hold
called
on.
it that,
That's right. Was it
so-
okay? Internet is a series of
As soon as you say his
tubes.
name, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was him. He's dead now, and I didn't.
Oh,
really
Ted
confirm.
Stevens. Yeah,
Yep,
Ted
Ted
Stevens of
Stevens.
Alaska. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah,
Two
and
first
that's-
names.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
Ted
he was-
Stevens sounds like a made-up name.
Stevens sounds like the Mike Truck.
Yeah.
What are those? I gotta look it up now. The Japanese baseball players.
Look at you, Porkins.
They're in Cash World.
The metaphor has been widely ridiculed, particularly because Stevens displayed an extremely limited understanding of the internet, even though he was in charge of the Senate committee with responsibility for regulating it. Ain't that just the way fucking things work?
Right. Neon may not be able to, or may not.
Oh, man.
If G can hear us, then I'd be down to go. Okay, so we'll do it. We'll do it just by ear for now. But if there is,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yay.
What happened?
I don't know if I can get into Roll20 though, so
Uh-oh.
You might have to clear your cache.
What a great idea.
Wait, is it like internet problems, Neon, or is it just like, is it stuck on that loading screen?
Because that's been a thing, apparently.
I'm an internet pinball wizard.
Alright, neither. It loaded. We good.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It
See,
was
I just
because
had to
I wasn't
mention
in
how to
there.
fix
She
it.
was just waiting to make an entrance.
By the way, here's the there's some great names that we all need to know. The starting team for the Japanese baseball game that the Japanese designers had to make American names. So we had Nurk Bizzles, Ken Nitvarn, Fergit Hote, Pol Blitzron, Lude Jangalosti, Tinus Telron, Meryl Harry,
It's like a Elven
Donnie
porn name.
Olderburs, Jin Jinlons, Wob Wonkus, Tanny Mlint Nert, Hudgen. But okay, so those are all great, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's not on here. Where's Mike Truck? Is this a bootleg version? Super sad.
Is this a different screen of the same game?
Is this like a meme of this more people doing this? Like Jans Luvinsan.
Luvinsan.
Although I have to say, I'm partial to Lou Jangalosti. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Lose
slick.
Jangalosti
There's
is
some once
solid.
again. Wait, what
Weird
happened to
dick.
what happened to our campaign when we were gonna name all of our dudes Huge McLarge and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Swole McBig.
Bulk hard slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chad
I mean,
McStevenstein.
straight up, if that happens in a campaign I'm running, there will be a TPK in the first session.
The first session. This was
Word
not
session
a party.
is, you must study in the library.
It's like the it's a prank start. Like, here's the badass party of adventurers. Then like rocks fall, and then like
Yeah.
the real party comes in.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is not their story.
This is the story
damn
of the
bully
vengeance.
Yeah. Of some dudes who happened to see that happen and then found their items and took them.
They
Or it
took
was
up
so
the
funny.
mantle.
Oh wait, wouldn't that be the best? Where it's
Oof.
just it's a campaign where it's like all these chads, like Huge McLarge, Swole McProtein, stuff like that, and they all go out like super chad fighters and stuff like that, and get absolutely slapped by a bunch of goblins. And then the campaign is actually just the goblins who take all of their armor and weapons.
Yes.
I love
It's
the
just
subversion.
all-
Play that.
There's just like goblins running around with all their fucking shit.
Okay,
Steal their car.
I'm looking through those names. Jinlons. That's
Yeah.
a good one. And then I really like Rar Dick.
Yeah, Rare Dick.
what?
Yep. Rare Dick.
Oh yeah, Rar Dick or Hob
Rar Dick.
Wapko.
What a pussy company.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wet ass pussy knockout.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Wap KO.
Oh.
All right, that's enough. Of that.
They brought the mop and the bucket.
Craven. Gosh.
Oh god.
Oh no, dude, I'm allergic to something in this apartment. Pardon me.
Is it male cat pee?
Yeah, is it cat spray.
I actually think so.
I don't know. It's like I'm like. One
I kept
step away
telling
from a
him,
sneeze
I'm
each
like,
time.
you need to get the allergy pills with the D.
With that D.
Yep. Get the pill with the D. Because that's the one with the decongestant in it. And he's just like, oh my god, my sinuses, I'm so plugged up. I'm like, it's because you didn't get the one with the decongestant. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, you know how there's like Claritin and Claritin D? You need the D version.
Gotta
Or
get
they
you
just
Probably
get
what's
Desire
really
thine
expensive.
D.
Sudafed also works.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's-
Well, but it's
has
basically it's
Sudafed.
pseudoephedrine
Reference just gives me,
in
like, a
an
mini heart
allergy,
attack, I swear.
Yeah.
but it's in allergy medication.
Yeah.
So it's
Fun fact.
antihistamine and
That's why you make
pseudoephedrine.
meth.
Yep, I was gonna say the only reason that it's over the counter or not over the counter, you have to have
Controlled, right?
or controlled. That's the one. Yeah, it's
I mean,
because
it is
of
over the
theft.
counter. You just have to.
Yeah,
find
you have
it
to.
now.
It's not on
right?
shelves.
Limited. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and you can only
locked up.
buy X amount.
Literally,
a month,
Nevin
and-
didn't buy it because it was locked up. He's like, yeah, but that shit was locked up, so I just got this one.
No. It wasn't because it was locked up. It's because it's expensive as shit. I don't want to.
Fair.
As you suffer through the day.
Wait. You'll buy
Super
like
crazy
$50 light bulbs,
congestion.
but not spring on allergy meds.
Not pay like an extra $10 for allergy
Oof.
meds.
Testosterone is a weird thing to you.
Fair.
Thing of dude. Like,
He
I
also
don't
just
need
bought
medicine.
He also just bought a car. Remember that.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
The Funmobile has arrived.
I just
So
go
now he's
outside.
got to save money. Oh, and he bought
Hey.
WoW.
Yeah.
And he bought Tasha's. You know,
Also true.
so
twice.
so you know,
Twice,
so you
yeah.
gotta think about those things. Where does
Hey,
allergy meds
it
that his
just-
wife could also use fall in that? No, just
Yeah, just
not
be
worth.
glad he didn't buy a 7-foot teddy bear.
Yet.
I bought a
No, we
7-foot
had
teddy
one.
bear that we left at our apartment in Northern California because he didn't think it was worth bringing down. So, okay.
Okay. Fair
God damn
enough.
it.
Ugh.
All right, let's get this thing started.
To be fair, it's hard to get one of those in a car.
Yeah, I forget what we
No,
had to
it's
do.
no, it's totally.
What did your parents do when they showed up? Were they just like, no?
They like
No,
they were like, they decide to leave destroy. They just leave Jeff
Yeah,
with the
no.
teddy bear.
I mean, we were able to fit it. We have an SUV. It's fine.
Yeah, I was like, we just brought it home. I literally walked by it in Costco one day, and I was like, I want that, and so we got it.
Yep,
But
that's pretty much.
that was like $30, which
Wait,
to me was a
$30
splurge.
for a 7-foot bear?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Costco,
we
man.
had I don't know if we had the 7 foot.
No, it was 5 feet
Okay.
because it was shorter than me.
Yeah.
We got the mid-sized bear. You got
His
The
name was
mid-size bear.
Boysenberry.
SUV bear.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Enough of this horse shittery. We got some D&D to play. So here we go.
Yep.
Wait, where's the picture of this bear?
It's way back. You're not gonna be able to find it right now. There it is.
You could also.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, that's our cats. Okay, cool.
Voice
changer time.
From the forefront.
What does this one sound like?
You sound like Stephen
Oh,
Hawking.
I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 57, Alagiri. The group is greeted by Captain Grimjaw and the others of the town of Alagiri. The town is small and ramshackle, yet seems to be doing okay for itself. There are makeshift farmlands and some livestock, albeit abyssal chickens. The group chats with the captain and Carmond for a bit as they learn more about what brought Alagiri to the Avernus wastes. The town prepares for a celebration dinner for the newcomers and for the successful return of the Fapplestamp twins. Folks split up and wander about the town, exploring a bit. Sonya competes with the captain in some arm wrestling. Hamon makes friends with the owner of the town's small and limited bookstore. And then Glimmer speaks with a farmhand and learns that the townsfolk seem to have some restorative magic placed on them as they don't age and light wounds heal overnight. Ilya accompanies Aphelion through the town and has flashbacks of what the place once was. Realizing where Aphelion is taking her, Ilya stops and goes off on her own, not seeming to be ready to see her father and her vassals. She ends up talking with the local blacksmith, who she remembers well. She is surprised that he still looks about the same age as when she left. After some light conversation, the dinner feast is ready and the party returns to the town square. Over dinner, more conversation and shenanigans occur, as Sonya competes with Grimjaw over eating and drinking, Glimmer performs for the crowd, and Hamon teaches some light magic to the bookseller. Light treason, light magic, same thing. Ilya takes her meal to the roof of the Soul Train and wistfully observes the festivities. As the evening gets late, the party begins to wind down as the thrum of the Soul Ship engine approaches from the distance. The alarm is sounded as Rashad's Soul Ship appears above the city.
So, that's where we are now. As the dinner is winding down, late at night, those who are still around that central kind of food festivity area, you hear the sound of the Soul Ship before you see it. As the airship, the flying Soul Ship approaches. You can kind of see the glowing lights of it through the dim light of Avernus, as it's always some sort of twilight here. And that low bass of the engine, you feel it in your chests as it appears over the cliff sides and the dark shape looms above. Suddenly, bells are sounded throughout the town as you see one of the knights on top of the kind of crumbled walls ringing a bell that is hung from there as other bells start to ring around the city. You watch as all the citizens of all the little townsfolk run back into their ramshackle homes, shutting the doors and windows, getting to safety. Carmond also runs with the two vassals, the two Air Genasi vassals, back to their home as you hear the sound of soldiers running as the knights all kind of get to their battle stations. Captain Grimjaw takes his greatsword, puts his helmet back on, and starts to yell commands to the town guards. As the ship is above, you watch as everybody kind of takes battle positions. Nothing really has happened yet from the ship. It's slowly lowering, trying to look for an area to probably either land or have people disembark. What are people doing right now?
No, I believe
with Aphelion.
Ilya and Aphelion, I believe, were
on
flying
the roof.
up at the end.
Oh yeah, flying up towards it. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd probably
Right.
just be trying to find other people in the group because I think we got a little bit separated during the
Yeah,
party.
probably going back towards the main square area. I
Right.
assume that's where we might gather up.
The main square right now of where the festivities were happening, that's where Sonya, Eclipsis, Hamon, and Glimmer are. And you guys look up as you see the basically the streaks of winged figures as Aphelion and Ilia are both making a beeline through the air towards the airship.
Oh, look, if we're all in that area, I'll look to the rest of you guys. Well, do we want to try to join them before they get too ahead of us?
That seems like the best plan we could do is to all be together to admire me and deal with that.
Of course, yes. I'll look to the guards are starting to form up kind of defensive, right? But they're not taking actions.
The guards are not taking any actions yet. They don't seem to have any ranged weapons. Maybe some of them have, heavy crossbows and stuff like that. But I mean, they're staring up at this soul ship slowly descending down. The big kind of glowing lights of it illuminating the floor. You watch as two big like searchlight type landing lights illuminate beneath it. And it's that typical, helicopter landing at night scene where everybody's hair is blowing in the wind and everybody's like shielding their eyes against the dust and the bright lights glaring down at them. You just hear Captain Grimjaw, "Hold your positions! Hold!"
I'll yell back to Grimjaw. There should not be any violence from these things, but just be cautious. I'll look over to the other Glimmer.
He looks back at you, Hamon, as you say that. He's close enough to see who spoke, and he says, there's suddenly a look of, his eyes narrow, and he stares at you. "Did you bring them? Did they follow you? They must have tracked you. We should never have let you inside, Alkiri."
I'm ignoring him, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Fly on the rest of us who are down here.
Oh, shit.
So
Okay.
there should be enough. A third level would be a willing creature. Damn it. So I need to cast as a higher level to get all of us.
I can I?
Yeah,
Can I fly now?
I have
fly.
I have flying LeFou, so
are we all fine? Do we all have different ways to get up there then?
Except for
I
Glimmer.
can walk very quickly. I could
You can walk
Dimension-
so quickly.
I could dimension door up there, but I'd have to hang onto the windshield. I couldn't fly.
No, in that case, it's
Hey, Dad!
the two of us. I'll cast at fourth level
me.
then, so that both Glimmer and I have fly, and then you two have your own ways of getting up there. Then, right?
Correct. Sonya has
Yeah.
his steed
Okay.
that he brings. He snaps back into existence, or actually gets out of the car. I forgot about that. the door opens on the uncrashable. Yeah, the door opens on the uncrashable as the nightmare just nay and just steps out.
Yay.
Steps out, rubs his eyes as he was taking a nap, and clops over to Sonya.
oh LeFou, you're here. We have a job to do. See that up there?
Snorts in acknowledgement.
Crap. Where was Glimmer? What's the name of your dad again?
Rashad.
Yeah, Rashad. He's raving. He's crazy. We gotta get him. Pointing to the lights that are shining down.
The horse just nods and waits for you to get on board.
Yep, I'm mounting up.
All right, I'll start flying up in that direction then, and Glimmer, you have it as well.
Yep, I will awkwardly kind of my way up there.
Just think a wonderful thought. Any random wonderful thought.
We can fly. We can fly. We
Think
can
of me.
fly.
My dad might be invading this village. Woohoo!
Get to be the oppressor for once. Yeah.
Crazy old
Oh
Rashad.
god, Hamon's definitely doing the sock puppet
Nice
eye
to meet you.
to the guards after the accusation.
Crazy old Rashad.
Okay, so as you guys start to fly up towards the airship, the captain just angrily shakes his fist, gestures at you, and he's going to order two of the knights to shoot at you guys.
Ah, rude. I probably should have responded to him. That was
No, don't shoot us. We're gonna go resolve this, take care of it, and kill us. You're only gonna make it worse.
Use diplomacy.
Okay, either Sonya or Glimmer, give me a persuasion check at advantage.
I think this is a Glimmer thing, because it's your
Yeah,
dad's fault.
I'll take that one.
Also, because
nice.
plus 15.
This is totally that moment. Whoa.
Yeah,
Put down
as you're like floating maybe 10, 15 feet off the ground, the heavy crossbow is being leveled at you. Glimmer, you shout out to Captain Grimjaw, and there's a moment where you catch from beneath his helmet his jaw drop. Your father?
You didn't hear it from me. Look, he's really rich, so he drives a Mercedes, a Corvette, as you described it.
Your daddy owns a dealership. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's brown satin
Attitude like
suits?
Okay,
Biggest
so
Cadillac salesman upstate New York.
Grimjaw puts his jaw, takes his mouth and closes it. Says, "You better take care of this. If you've brought catastrophe to this village, you will pay the price."
I wouldn't dream it.
And he gestures for the homie to lower, one of the knights to lower his crossbow. Says, "Homie, lower your crossbow."
Now, homie.
Yo, homie.
Damn, homie. Use a G.
The G's for Glimmer.
There's a G-string joke in there somewhere with a bow, but I'm too tired to make it.
Yeah, his crossbow is drawn tight with his G-string.
Don't shoot me, bro. All right, so party is flying up towards the airship as it descends. You can see. What did you do, Derpy? Did you just scrape your knee again, or your shin again? Oh, it's gross. It's gnarly. Now
It's so gross.
She stumbled over the cat crate the other night in a dark bathroom and basically caught the, like the door to like a animal crate, just like the up and down pin that keeps it closed. She caught that to the shin.
Ouch.
Like tripped
Long
over.
story short, my shin has like a 4-inch bruise up it, and then a scrape on like an 1.5 inches.
All right, so as the Ilya and Aphelion, as you guys are flying up towards the soul ship Corvette thing, you can see that there are fiends on the top deck. All of them having, standing by with soul cannons at the ready. None of them are aimed like aggressively, I would say. They're just at battle stations, but they definitely do train them towards you as you rise up to the level of the airship.
Is there a deck we can land on, or is it like
yeah? There's like a top. There's
Okay.
like a top deck. The soul ships, these airship soul ships, they are very much like airships would be, where there's kind of like the top level deck, almost like a pirate ship's poop deck type of thing, that you can walk in and move about, and then it has the below decks area. So,
Okay,
yes.
in that case,
Is Rashad on the deck, or can we not see him?
Give me a perception check.
I had my character sheet open.
Mhm.
Well,
Your eyes are watering as you're flying, and just got that like flying into the wind face bugs. You don't have goggles like Felion does, so it's a little bit tough. You just get a couple of Avernus bugs, some hell bugs in your teeth. You're just like eyes watering, squinting. No, you can just see some indiscriminate shapes on the deck. Dark figures, some of them winged, other ones more in heavier armor. That's about it. Okay, so Aphelion, you and Ilya land. Okay, so Iron Man, Superman landing, superhero landing, 3-point, both of you hit the decks. You hear the sound of armor shifting and swords being drawn as immediately all of the fiends on the deck turn towards you both. Not attacking yet. They definitely are. They're smart enough to know who you are. You're recognized. However, they are at alert and at the ready.
do I see like a trapdoor down or something?
Yeah, you see one of the doors. It's not even a trapdoor. It's basically just like some iron stairs, some infernal iron
Got it.
stairs that head below.
In that case, I'm just going to completely ignore everybody and head that direction.
As you head there, a very large horned devil steps in between you and the stairs. Speaks in Infernal. Where are you going?
To see Rashad, I say in common.
He replies, what was that?
Yeah.
I say in Infernal to see Rashad.
He looks to you, nods, and he says he will be right up.
I roll my eyes and cross my arms, doing my best impression of a Karen.
Okay. Tapping your foot.
Your hair magically begins to curl like backwards.
You get the biggest bob cut ever.
It used to be cleric of the Karen.
Take out your recording device.
I kind of already have Karen hair, actually.
A little bit. Nah, I mean it's guy Karen hair, but a little bit
It's
different.
guy Karen hair, yeah.
Garen.
Garen.
Kyle.
All right. So both of you staring at each other, your arms crossed, tapping your feet, just staring at this large horned devil, him staring back at you. A minute, basically like a minute passes, barely even that. The ship's still slowly descending, but now stopping. As you guys wait, the rest of the party arrives on the deck. Once again, you guys all see you guys who fly up there, Eclipsis, Sonya on his nightmare, just like lands in a puff of smoke and flames. It rears up, letting out a loud neigh, and then probably a little bit less than neigh, probably a little bit less gracefully, Glimmer and Hamon arrive. Can you give me a description, Glimmer? Have you flown before? Or has
no.
Okay, so what does Glimmer's flight look like?
So if you imagine like a person, like they're sitting in a chair, like leaning back too far, he's just like going up like this is not how this should be working.
Yeah, just arms out like you're trying to balance yourself, just like yeah. All right, so yeah, there's a graceful landing by Eclipsis as her leathery dragon wings curl up behind her back. She looks at all the other devils and fiends around her. Sonya on his nightmare arrives, and then Glimmer kind of just catapults up and over the edge and just kind of lands. Glimmer, give me a dexterity save.
Oh god. Quick. Oh. Whoa, why is that so good?
So even though it looks like you're about to completely eat shit, like a cat always landing on their feet, you're able to just right yourself.
Yeah, I do a quick like, ta-da!
Yep. All right. Hamon, you'd probably be a little bit more experienced with this, especially since you are the caster of this spell. So
yeah, and I would have probably practiced a little bit when I was transcribing it into the spellbook, but I would still probably try to float in a kind of a almost like a priestly fashion.
I was going to say saintly, priestly, something like that.
It's kind of like that. Hands kind of grasped behind my lower back and trying to land in a very soft way. Attempting to land softly, but I don't know how well I would be. Some experience with it, at least.
Okay. What, Ameno?
Huh? Yes.
Ameno. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, Derpy was asking what I was saying. It's a meme.
As he's saying it,
It's a great song by Era for 1994, and it got meme-ified.
It's a meme.
no, but he was saying it, and I'm hearing it from like both. No, but I'm hearing it from both in the headphones and from the chair, so I'm getting like this.
I don't want to be the hipster on this, but I actually owned that Era album on CD back in '94 and listened to it on car rides.
Sorry, it wasn't on vinyl.
Okay, you know what? I'm not that old, and also, what kind of hipster has a record player in the car?
Yeah,
I mean, one who has the right type of car to be a hipster. So
see, I didn't have that album in '94 because I was -2.
Well, you know what? That's your problem. I mean, you have to work on that.
There's your problem. You weren't even born yet.
You gotta work a little harder on that one.
All right. So, Hamon, are you bringing up Churro? Speaking of which, are you bringing up Churro as well?
Oh yeah, I would say that he's still moderately pocket sized, so I'd probably put him in my spell bag.
Yep.
Probably it's like one of those pictures of people on the subways in New York who have to fit their large dogs into small bags. But it still works.
Nah, he's like this.
I like to imagine someone's having the we'll do whatever happens when pigs fly, and then they look out the window and Churros is flying his way up to the ship.
Yeah,
Yep.
was doing that,
Smoking
hanging out of the bag,
cigarette
jowls
always, yeah.
flapping in the wind. Super excited. Lulu also, she flies up as well. Probably was there with Aphelion and Ilya, as her flying
really?
speed is quick as fuck, boy. Yeah. Ooh, dude, she is beyond quick.
40.
If she wanted to get there, she has 120 fly speed.
Oh!
Okay.
She fucking zooms.
Wait, is that with a dash?
She's
No,
been holding
that's
back
her
this whole
base
time.
speed. She goes 240 feet around when she dashes.
That's a lot.
That
That's
is
stupid
actually
fast.
240 feet around is almost exactly 60 miles an hour. It's like 57 miles an hour.
Dude! This little elephant.
Sound barrier, though.
What's so crazy? That's like a quarter speed of like some actual birds flying,
Yeah,
like diving. But yeah,
Wait,
peregrines and all
wait,
those.
she retains that when she changes into her giant mammoth form.
Oh, no. Dude, you can hear that thing coming at you.
Yeah.
So she doesn't actually need to attack at all. Just like fly straight through
She's just
things.
straight up her own like inertia weapon.
hit people at
It just becomes a
60
train
miles
for
an
one
hour.
turn.
Yeah, like
She is
Oh
a
no,
kinetic
so
walker.
that actually weird. No, that's her. Sorry, so the 120 is when she is a mammoth. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, because I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Speed 20 foot. She just has a 20-foot flying speed, normal. So she's when she's
Go
little,
wait,
she ain't that
faster?
fast.
so
So,
she's not a snitch.
mammoth-
240 feet around, wouldn't that be closer to like 30 miles an hour?
Well, if you're assuming it's 6 seconds, 240 feet would be
40 feet
40.
a second.
Oh, yeah, it's close to 30.
Okay, so
I
it
was
isn't
wrong
that.
with 3.
Well, I mean, but still, a woolly
Yeah,
mammoth
yeah.
hauling ass at 30 miles an hour through the air
Oh yeah,
is pretty
no,
nuts.
fucking scary as shit.
She's still
like-
breaking the sound barrier of D&D. So.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
All right, so you guys land on the deck. Lulu is there. As Glimmer, Sonya, Hamon, and Eclipsis all land kind of in the middle. Once again you see the Narzugons in their special Rashad regalia armor, all facing you guys. They're burning red eyes beneath their helmets, regarding you menacingly as they have their hands on their weapons but have not drawn them. They can't turn the turrets to kind of like face inside because that wouldn't make too much sense because they just blow up their own ship.
Tries in Java.
As that happens, Aphelion, you hear footsteps as Rashad, with his half humanoid face, half fiend face with the horn protruding from it, walks up, draped in his cloak and his kind of he's definitely corpo. If he was in the cyberpunk world, he is 100% corpo. You know, basically wearing the very nice black suit equivalent of whatever a fiend would wear.
A red suit.
Yeah, red and black suit. I mean, that's what I envision. Asmodeus wearing just like a really nice, well tailored suit.
Yep.
That's what I dressed up as last year for Halloween. I was like, a devil has to just wear a really nice suit.
It almost
Okay.
seems like he would also have like the pinstripes on it, where it would have like the stripes are actually like his name written very finely.
Asmo Daddy.
I was actually thinking, like, honestly, this is like the exact jacket I would think of.
Oh yeah, something like that. But then also like a no white underneath, but like a
red or black.
Yeah. All right. So he walks up and gives you guys a slight bow of the head in greeting, and just smiles and says, "I hope I wasn't interrupting anything. Seems you're having a nice little party down there. Sorry."
You need to leave.
Hi, Dad. Yeah, it was a little weird. I didn't expect you. You ruined my party!
So yeah, Ilya, he looks at you, Ilya, and he says,
You said he wouldn't
we
be
mean
home until Monday.
we mean no harm, and it's such a quaint little village you have here, tucked away,
really?
nice and hidden.
I just had a
She's
thought.
definitely like glaring at him.
Yeah, he has a look on his face that he knows that he's like got your goat kind of thing. You know, like he knows he's. I mean, this is his job. He's just like he knows he's getting
Oh yeah,
he's getting the
she
best of you.
fell hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm. As I said, we mean no harm. We're here to talk. It seemed about time. We hadn't heard from you in a while, and I thought it might be pertinent to just find you. Been tracking your movements, son. He looks over, Rashad looks over at you, Glimmer. Just gives you a little bit of a head nod.
I figured as much. Anything surprising?
No,
I didn't think so.
it's as expected.
We've seen a little bit of your movements as well, though a little bit more indirect. What do you know about... God, what were those things that we fought that were hunting the,
Yeah.
like, fucking Cthulhu demons?
Oh, well,
One was like the fear or something. There was a gumball machine. Dude.
there's
Yeah,
a
like the
gumball face.
shepherd.
There's a gumball face. Oh, it was the shepherds. It was basically like the... I mean, they're like non-aligned fiends. I don't know what you would call it, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, bring those up.
But yeah, because the other ones were wearing his armor, correct? That's how we.
And that should be like pretty clear to everyone.
Now we're
Same-
seeing him. Yeah.
symbolism.
If anybody missed it before, because I'm not sure Glimmer actually pointed it out to anybody, but you guys, having recently encountered those fiends, recognize the insignia and the... Well, especially it's like now stupidly blatant as there's, pennants and flags and fucking, hood ornaments of Rashad's stuff. of his,
It's like
of
this
his...
giant
all the
Shipley's
swag.
little tiny hood ornament on the front.
Yeah. No, but the insignia is on the armor. It's on it's on banners that fly on top of this ship's deck. He regards you, Glimmer, and he says, "Oh, so that's where they went."
So you really weren't keeping eyes on them, like kind of sarcastically.
I can't have eyes everywhere. My sources knew that we had lost contact with them. That was our
What were
next
they looking
stop.
for?
To possibly retrieve their bodies and see what happened. But now we don't need to. It seems that my son has disposed of my own agents.
Seems like a little bit of a lie, seeing as they don't leave a body.
Well, there's still telltale signs of what may have happened there. We have our ways of figuring it out.
What's their assignment of these things?
What were they looking for? And what the hell were they?
Are we really going to have this conversation out here in the open on the deck of my soul ship? There's a nice festival banquet down there that I can just...
Absolutely not.
Oh, come, Ilya. I mean your town no ill will. And, if you play your cards right...
A present just brings your ill will.
I understand you're protective of this. And his eyes narrow and he gives you another one of those sly smiles and he says, "Do they even know that you are here?"
On that, she moves her hand to grip her sword.
They don't. Interesting. Well, who wouldn't want to spoil that now, would we? Fine. Seems they're a little bit up in arms, though, down there.
I can't imagine a peaceful landing happening at the minute.
Are you sure you can't arrange that, son? You have such a silver tongue. Like your father.
Wow, way to humble brag. Hashtag.
Hashtag Daddy Rags.
I'm sure I could, but even you just showing up here has kind of caused me to doubt you. This showing up exactly when you have a moment of leverage does not exactly seem to be in the best will.
You can read me like a book, son. Of course I want leverage. That's what this game is all about.
Just didn't hope it had to be like that. like touching two fingertips to the other. So then what are you looking for? If you have leverage,
I'm looking to
pushing for
complete
something.
our deal that we have spoken about, son.
I've seen this before. He's trying to make us uncomfortable, so when we make the deal, we're going to be less wary of the actual subtext of it all.
You also know he has a name, right? You remember his name, the name of your son? You remember it, right?
He stares at you, Eclipsis. I do know the name of my son, Tiefling.
I
it's
also
not, it's
have
not
a name.
tiefling.
His name is Glimmer.
Oh, shit. Here.
Dad of the year right here.
Dad of the fucking year. I just wanted to make sure because you were really throwing out the sun a lot and it was starting to make me a little bit uneasy. Like, come on, like we get it.
Red is
Son,
sus.
son. You know, for the fact that your crew had no idea that this was your son and they started attacking him, and all of a sudden you're now saying son every other word. Like,
We're not about to come to violence or come to blows here, Eclipsis.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
how do you know my name?
Reading the tension going on here, I think Hamon's going to speak up a little bit, like a clear throat. I do think this is not the best place to have this conversation. I do not think the floor or the ground level is the best idea as well, because there are some very apprehensive guards with large weapons, and I do not think we can keep them all to be behaving as nicely as you'd hope, considering the party crashing nature of your joining. Perhaps
This is not
you
the
have
place to hold a peace summit.
Perhaps you have a chamber within your vessel we can go retire to and have a more quiet conversation.
Of course, you have already seen the chamber where we would have that conversation.
Indeed.
Do you... Will you accompany me? Should we leave this this quaint village?
I think that would be for the best.
Fine.
Yeah, they're out of chicken anyway. Let's.
Send them a
I think-
message.
Can anyone do that? I'm looking
Yeah,
around.
He looks. No, he looks
I-
to you, Hamon.
Yeah, as long as we're within 120 feet of the ground, I'll
Yeah.
message the I already forgot his name. The commander. What was his
Grimjaw.
Grimjaw. Yeah.
Here we go.
It seems like we're going to take this party elsewhere. Do not wait up. We will try to come back for our things in the future, but thank you for the good time, and don't worry about the devils. They won't be coming back. You can reply to this message.
You can sense. You can sense the kind of confusion and tension, like through the basically like a pause in time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he replies. You're going with the fiends? Fine. As long as they're far from this village. Take them away from Alagiri. But when you come back, before you can take your war machines, you'll have a lot to answer about.
This I do not doubt, but I will do everything in my power to make sure these devils do not come back to you. You have my word. Now
Is that another message?
Yeah, one more message.
You hear a virtual nod and he hangs up.
Just
Okay.
hear it dial tone.
Yeah, dial tone. Me.
I'll turn back to Rashad and everyone else. Well, I believe we have made our intentions clear. We are able to go wherever you wish. However, we will be needing to return for our things. We can find our way
Understood.
back, though. You do not have to drop us off.
All right. There's a brief moment of silence as he. There's a brief moment, and then he speaks in Infernal to the large horned devil, and he says, "Tell the pilots to take us 20 miles east. We'll have our conversation there. Also, tell the chefs to prepare dinner, or at least prepare some food.
How about dessert? We just had dinner.
Dessert, fine."
Wine would be wonderful.
And wine. All right. So there's a moment as the message is relayed, and then the ship the ship jolts beneath you as you guys feel it start to move. The thrum of the engines picking up. As you guys start to move away, Ilya, you look back and you can see the village of Alagiri shrouded in the jagged cliffs of Avernus, slowly getting smaller in the distance.
She watches it and just slowly gives a breath that she didn't realize she was holding.
Hmm.
And then that that would be the moment she finally lets go of her hilt.
Okay. As the airship rises and continues, Eclipsis, you have a moment of shock and realization as we flash back to Alagiri and just see Sketty
Oh no!
sitting there.
Oh no.
Oh no, you forgot Sketty.
I
You
did
forgot
not.
Sketty.
No, I didn't. I legitimately thought of this when I was flying up.
Okay.
I had the spider backpack, and he was hanging.
Oh my
on
god, is he
to
in
the
a fucking?
spider backpack.
Is he in a baby harness in the backpack?
I had absolutely thought of this because I was going to say, hey, by the way, like I was going to raise my hand, but Glimmer and his daddy. But legitimately, I thought about this. I swear, I promise, I would 100% be totally just like, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Like, oh no. But I legitimately thought about this. And I was like, nope, I've got my spider bag. I've got Sketty with me because we were flying up. And I'm like, oh shit, Sketty can't fly. And so I grabbed Sketty when I took off.
I mean, do we
actually-
know whether or not Sketty can fly? Have we tried?
He doesn't have wings, and I don't think his tongue is quite big enough.
But Glimmer and Hamon don't have wings either.
I think
They
we're
can
actually.
fly.
Sketty also doesn't have magic.
He also has an intelligence of like 3.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we could
Not
do
the
like a baby
modifier.
we could do the baby bird method and see if he flies.
No. I no, but legitimately, I had thought about that. So if you're okay with it,
Yeah, it's fine.
I would like to say that I had, because I
Okay.
honestly was considering that.
To be fair, I do think we will probably be returning fairly shortly, one way or another.
It's staying up, bring a slobber cap.
But regardless, I honestly did, and there was a point at the very beginning of this where I was just like, okay, when I take off, I should probably think about Sketty, because I thought about taking off, and then I was like, oh shit, what about Sketty? And then because we had just talked about Sketty right before.
Yep.
Because you said Spaghetti Man in the weeb shit. Unique blur. I couldn't remember what the name of the
In that
game
I know
was.
weeb shit.
Weeb shit is pretty accurate.
I feel like that
Yeah.
did the job.
Okay. So
We all understood.
you guys are on the observation deck, top deck of this soul ship, as it slowly makes its way out over the Badlands of Avernus. It's quite a vantage point from up here. The wind blowing through all of your hair, Hamon, you having to hold onto your hat, the cape flapping behind Glimmer, his beautiful cloak flapping in the wind. As you guys can look out, you can see in the distance the looming shape of El Terrell, closer and closer down to the river Styx. The black orb, the black massive orb of the companion. Above it still. You can, even from here, see the arcing lightning striking the broken streets and broken buildings of El Terrell. In the distance, you can see Knucklebone, Fort Knucklebone. You can see that large hill shaped like the hand, kind of like a pinprick on the horizon, but it's unmistakable. In the distance, way in the distance, you can see some smoke rising as over a hill somewhere out there. There's Tiamat's altar where Archon the Cruel resides. And on the opposite direction, kind of in the distance, you see what looks to be the crater of where the Bleeding Citadel once was, that you guys decimated when you removed the Sword of Zariel from its stone.
That was way in the from the map perspective. Way
Yeah,
out
it's like
west,
in the
right?
east-ish. Yeah,
Oh, it was east.
Mhm.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, I got you around. Gotcha.
Jesus Christ, these movers outside right now are just being absolute fucking madmen at 9:13 at night. This is crazy.
You're slapping back there.
Yeah, can you hear that?
I did hear something.
Yeah, it's them just like opening and closing whatever latch or shit that is. Okay, so On the roof, wind flapping through y'all's hair, the fiery mane of Le Fou, the nightmare, kind of blowing in the wind, giving you guys some ambient heat. The airship slowly comes to a stop, hovering about 500 feet now above the floor of Avernus. And Rashad, as the wind lightly, moves his hair back and forth, his cape flapping behind him, gives a slight bow of the head and gestures with his hand at the stairs heading below deck.
I follow him.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Yeah.
Fallen.
Falling
Same.
down.
Yeah, and also
Ooh,
just
you stay up here.
a quick check. I'm still sensing the same sort of magical shielding and things he had before. I don't know if there's a way I can sense it, or does that something I have to like try to detect? If I can't detect it, I'll just assume.
Yeah, there's not much that you can detect. It was interesting that you were able to send that message.
Oh, right. We were on the top of it. Okay.
But he did
Makes
tell
sense,
you
I
to
think.
send a he did tell you to tell the
that's-
people below.
So he could have. Yeah, I don't really understand how he controls that. So okay, understood.
So
I'll still follow though. Yeah.
you head below decks and you see the similar sight, the infernal iron bulwarks and walls, with some filigree here and there, but still looking like the inside of a battleship. You guys pass the same doors and areas that you've seen before. Some rooms with some imps and spine devils in there, operating machines that are similar to those that you'd seen on the destroyed and crashed flying fortress that you had raided before. Now known to be how Rashad keeps tabs on a lot of what's going on throughout Avernus. Past some other rooms that have their doors closed. Ahead of you, you can see what looks to be a large open glass chamber where it looks out over Avernus, obviously the helm of the soul ship, of this airship. And you are directed towards a door familiar, as you've been in there before, the large horned devil, kind of slow, like stooping a little bit as he's a little bit too tall for the corridors here. Gives a slight bow and gestures inside of the door.
Follow first without really acknowledging.
You immediately get that feeling, the same feeling that you had gotten last time, which is that almost like the tetanus ear ringing sensation for a moment as you step within this room. Your ears, you yawn instinctively as it feels like you have to pop your ears.
I follow.
Okay.
Yeah. Ilias leans against the wall next to the door, her arms crossed.
Not entering or entering.
Entering and then
Okay.
leaning against the wall.
Okay, so not sitting at the table. Got you. All right.
Mhm.
Hamon, Flipsis, Sonya.
I'd probably pause behind, come in last after everyone else, just take a look down the hall each way, just to check for anyone watching, and then I would just sit in the corner, pick a corner spot around the table or whatever.
Okay.
I would just stand behind Glimmer wherever he sits, assuming he sits.
Yeah, I'd probably be like hands on table, standing.
And then I'd just be standing behind you. Just trying
Directly
to look menacing.
behind Glimmer.
Directly behind.
Hands reach around waist, hug.
Yes.
I feel like I can fly.
I dropped my pen, step bro.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Off to one
Eclipsis,
side a little.
What are you doing?
yeah,
Step
Eclipsis
Angel?
as you.
Oh,
I'm
no.
standing right there. Eclipsis as you enter an infernal. The horned devil gives you a look, or he gives you a look in infernal. No, he gives you a look, and then in infernal says, "Mind your pet. Make sure that thing doesn't mess Master Rashad's chambers."
As soon as he says that, I go and are there like seats or is it just like standing?
There's definitely seats. It's a long
Okay,
black
I
wooden
sit-
table. With
I
seats
sit
around
down and I tap the seat next to me and be like, "Come on, Sketty."
it. Give me an animal handling check.
Oh no.
Okay.
This is where it ends.
A 12. Okay. Not bad. He acknowledges you. He looks at you and slobbers a little bit. seemingly still hungry.
What was
I
my
invite
chicken
him
not
to
enough
sit.
for him?
Yeah, I invite him to sit next to me, on the seat next to me.
He hops up, sits down right on his butthole, and
Like Thumper.
then sticks his head with a schlorp onto the table as a pool of drool starts to slowly build around his mouth and face.
I place my hand on his head and I pet him.
His eyes close as he purrs. All right. As the last of you enter, the door is closed by the Horned Devil outside. And once again, there is an eerie silence that takes over. And Rashad will regard the room for a moment, and then take a seat at the top of the at the table, at the head of the table. Steeples his fingers and looks over them at you, Glimmer, and then at the rest of the party. All of you either standing, sitting, and he then leans back and kind of takes a more casual stance. Oh, come on. I didn't mean anything of it. I just felt it was a good time to, stop by. Do not worry, Ilya, your town will be safe. You can even
Just
make
feels
that
like
part of the
strength and
deal if you
appreciate-
want.
What? Sorry, that was like everything happened at once.
He says
Yeah.
you could I can even make that a part of the deal if you want. Protection for the town of Alagiri, whatever it may be.
I was adding that to my list, but it does seem a little bit convenient.
Her show of strength is not appreciated.
He looks at you directly, Ilya, and he says, "My sincerest apologies."
For some reason, I doubt that.
I would like to insight check to know how sincere his apologies
Yeah, I was
are.
about to say, I wasn't waiting for somebody.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm not good at these, so I'm going to use inspiration on it, because why
I'm
not?
going to give myself disadvantage, because I don't know. Why not?
He is absolutely lying. Both of you see that.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, he didn't
Actually,
try
yeah, both of you definitely did. He cannot help. He cannot help but let that win kind of show through as he smiles.
Is it just us in the room, or are there like other demons? Or
It is
fiends in the room?
you are the only ones in the room.
Okay. Kind of just like leering at him. I take it this audible silence almost means that none of these words leave this chamber.
He nods. This room is protected from the scries and ears of anyone in in Avernus, or
Oh, that's
even
a
in
pretty
other
small area.
planes.
That's a really cool pun. Scries and ears. Kudos.
There's
I
powerful
didn't even
magics.
catch it.
Powerful magics protect this chamber. Even those outside of it right now, if they press their ear as hard as they could to the door or to the walls, would hear nothing.
Oh, thank God. Just chicken fart.
Sonia, we can still hear it.
Yeah, I don't care about you guys. And then it'd be like, okay, so we gonna talk, or are we just gonna kind of dance around this all day?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fill up this room.
So we need to know what you're
We're not on a time limit.
So, without any eyes or ears prying into our business, we can continue where our conversation left off previously. I know you were not comfortable yet with making a binding deal with me, but maybe things have changed now. You mentioned that you had ran into my agents, pursuing, I assume, something. I had indeed sent them on a mission, but if you do say that you have slain them, then I would assume that their mission was a failure. Or
It seems so.
you are in possession of what they were charged to seek.
Well, we wouldn't know
Their
unless we
mission
were
was to
told what they were
die.
looking
did
for.
it successfully.
All I could see was they were after their diamonds or some sort of wealth. Which seems strange to me.
It seems a very
Well-
strange contractor to choose for a job like that, though.
Also, perhaps after the twins themselves.
No. The twins are interesting, but all they do is just dig up the garbage from beneath the surface of Avernus. We have no use for diamonds and gems. They just
Oh,
tempt
so
mortals.
they found you.
Yes.
Ugh.
There's a glare in your direction. But in the interest of putting things on the table, yes, I had sent my agents, specialized, interestingly, in tracking wealth, as I knew that the Fapplestamp twins, ridiculous name, I know, had come into possession recently of something of extreme value. More valuable than gold, or diamonds, or gems. Something that could help tip the tides of the battle to come. And
Was it that mechanical bullet? Because that thing was badass.
no, that thing is but a toy to joyride in.
That's a lie. Sick.
No, you know what I am talking about. Let's be plain.
I don't.
You are in possession of the plans for Belle's battle armor.
Who is that?
Just
That seems a bit
just
coy.
completely ignores
seems-
that comment, stares out
It
over
seems
the
a bit
table.
coy, but I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember where we put those plans. Do I have them on me still?
I disguised them as your diary.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to insight check to see if he actually knows that we have it or if he's bluffing.
Okay.
I'm still bad at this, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Yeah, it's yeah, it is.
It is what it is.
Actually, I will.
He is rolling pretty garbage right now for his deception checks.
He's flustered.
Yeah. He is off of his game for some reason, and Aphelion. Glimmer, would you like to roll as well?
The name is
No.
Ilya.
What?
Off his game.
Dumb joke.
His name is Ilya.
Oh, okay.
Come on, guys, keep up.
Okay.
I got you. I got you.
It's fine. We're all off our game.
Man, y'all missed the
Alright.
puns. You missed the get. Like, God.
So I will actually like kind of turn around and be like, we do have those, and kind of look to Ilya like, lying here only takes him back to your place.
So yeah,
She,
and
she kind of gives
Aphelion,
like a pouty little rich kid.
rich kid face.
Turns.
Okay, so Aphelion, you notice that barely caught like just something like he has like maybe you now know his tell or something like that. He was indeed bluffing. He was not sure if you had the plans.
We both know that was a bluff, but apparently Glimmer is willing to give up more information than I would have thought. But
Again,
Yes.
as I like look back to Ilya, like, lying here only brings danger back to Alighieri. So
understandable.
So,
but what interest do you have with Belle's plans?
What sort of armor could he even be trying to build that would make you so worried?
he has at his disposal some of the best blacksmiths and weaponsmiths in all of Avernus, possibly of even in all of the Nine Hells. Shit, even probably some of the best in Beirun. If he is able to make himself something that could boost his powers, increase his protection, he would be able to use it in the what he probably foresees as coming fight between him and Zariel. If we knew the secrets of it and could figure out what it does and how to get into it, even disable it, we would have an advantage. I admittedly wanted to find that for myself. You know how things work. I wanted more chips on my side of the table for this talk that we are having now. But it seems, my son Glimmer, you have outplayed me.
We hold that chip.
You do. In the deals of negotiation, you have the upper hand right now. And I admit, I am proud of that.
Is he proud? I got insight.
Okay.
It's actually a big moment.
He is.
Daddy wasn't there.
No, he is. He's not even, like, there is zero deception. Not even rolling. He's zero deception in this. He looks at you, and for the first time, there's a, like, he looks at you, and I almost want to say that, like, his face angles towards you, so you don't even see the fiendish side of his face. And it's just, like, the human side, and it is 100% just, like, a look of, like, you did good.
Glimmer, like, tries to, like, kind of hide
That'll
a
do.
reaction to that.
That'll do.
And then kind of turns more serious with it. So if you are trying to gather chips in even this negotiation, then we need to know exactly what you're looking for, because clearly there's a lot at stake. And Hamon, I know you're also interested in this position, so this needs to be discussed on what happens from here.
There's a pause, and Rashad speaks again. There was something interesting. Quite interesting, actually. I lost track of you all for a moment. I admit that my agents were scrying, keeping eyes on you. Yet you went and visited Mahadi's Wandering Emporium. I assume for some shopping or such. But there's a moment where you were unreachable.
That was
Just lets
probably
that-
when
he
we
just lets that
were
question
having a
linger.
conversation with Asmodeus. That's probably that point.
Hamon
Or when we went to the Feywild.
kind of just kind of cringes his eyebrows a little bit. Tries not to show it when you say that.
There is
Wonderful.
like everybody's inception or insight doesn't even need to see it. Like Rashad is visibly, I wouldn't say shaken, but just kind of like that, like
Shooketh.
surprise look. Like he doesn't like gasp and push back his chair, but he is absolutely like, oh shit, kind of like
Eyes wide, kind of a thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think because
Not
that's now on, because that's on the table and his reaction was that, Hamon's gonna speak up, look at him, and roll with this. Well, are you too surprised? Do you see what is on my face? Whose mark is this? Why would
he
a mere
smiles.
mortal-
He smiles at it and he just says, jokingly, you can tell he laughs. I assumed that you had gotten slighted by an ex-lover or something.
Oh no, I'm much more careful about that than my devils. I'll tell you that. But
We have dealt with a few of those.
true.
I was
you hear,
gonna whisper over. He hasn't had any of those. He's so
Not yet in hell, okay? I've been very focused on my job here, okay? This is not a time for... Anyways, as your son over there had mentioned, this is a position no mere mortal would want to try to hold. So why do you think one mere mortal may be interested in such a thing? I'm not just trying to do this for myself. I kind of just do it again, a very stylized swipe of my hand across the face. I have my own patron. I'm gonna leave it at that while looking at him.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Fuck. I don't have a divinity roll. No.
Yeah.
I used it for the
for eating chicken.
For chicken eating content.
Oh fuck! Is there anything I could do? I
I
don't
love
have anything. It's just a roll. Okay. Come
You
on.
Do you have inspiration?
Come on!
You could use that. Oh,
That's a
I
pretty
don't-
good roll.
Oh, I could. All right. Beginning of the session.
Of course.
Yep.
Would I start with it? Okay. I will use it on this because I don't want. Damn. Okay. 15.
Okay. This will be public roll.
fuck.
His eyes narrow, and he
Yeah.
looks at you and he says, I do not doubt that you are worthy, Hamon Iberico, a powerful wizard of your own, of attracting Asmodeus's eyes. But that mark, you and I both know that it is not from him, but merely from one of his wards, one of his lesser devils.
Yeah, I kind of like give like the hand wave away. Of course, it's not from him directly, but it is a sign.
This is just it's like I have a signed copy of a Michael Jordan like card. I mean, it's not like his actual signature, but
Someone
Oh, it's
signed
like-
it.
like the guy who
I mean,
Kanye signed his iPhone in the notes or whatever. Did you see that one that was going on?
oh, like in the digital notes, it just says Kanye West.
So
That was making its rounds a few weeks ago. But yeah, I think I'm getting the vibe that he's on to my shtick. So
Yeah.
I will. As I say that, I was like, to be fair, it does not quite matter whether you believe me or not, but you do understand that Asmodeus himself is involved in this. He is keeping an eye on this.
I am not surprised that he is involved in this and has been keeping tabs on the events of Avernus. It is pertinent that things do not change too much as he indeed wishes. Well, you said you had a conversation with him. What is his take on this? Did you reveal your plans? Did you lay it all out for the Archduke of all the Nine Hells? He's quite interesting to talk to, isn't he? I have never actually had an audience with him. I admit I'm quite jealous.
We only discussed the possibilities.
Yes.
His reaction? I'm
Well,
curious, I'm
really-
sorry. You don't have to tell me, but
Really, he
I-
just
this
seems
is-
strangely
thinking it-
chaotically intrigued.
I want to use an insight check here, and it's very specific. Does it appear that Rashad is trying to pry out whether we mentioned him? That's the one thing.
If we name dropped.
Yeah, that's. Is he trying to pry that from us? Is that what his line of questioning is getting at?
yeah, go ahead. Give me an insight check.
Fuck,
Can't tell.
Nice.
can't tell. All right. I'm gonna not comment on anything then.
So, I do not know if you have or how much of your plans you revealed. Hell, I don't even know how much of your plans I even know. Just of what we have discussed before.
But that goes two ways.
Agreed. Now let's stop beating around the subject. The deal. What we discussed before. I'll lay it out plain and simple. You support me and my claim to become the Archduke of Avernus. Defend me when inevitably other archdukes or archdevils come to claim that throne and that title.
Sorry. Really quick. Did you say defend or offend?
You are already good at offending me.
To be fair, we can
Okay,
do both.
just I mean, that's what I figured. It's just kind of a gimme at that point. You don't even have to ask.
No. And actually, he snaps his fingers, and on the table materializes, like reverse burning on the table, parchment. And you start to see the words written in Infernal there, as he's exactly saying that, that you will support me. And I forget what did we say the last name was, Glimmer?
Fejas.
Rashad Fejas. In his claim, become the Archduke of Avernus when and if Zariel becomes redeemed by the party. By the what are we calling you guys?
The proper term is
Coochie Crusaders. By the Coochie Crusaders, hereby known after as the party.
Oh yeah.
You know, just seeing that on a contract just feels wrong.
Yeah, I think we might need to consider some rebranding.
Yeah.
You know, I've been saying that from the beginning, but it's okay. It works for now.
I never
What are
once
your-
heard you say such a thing.
Okay, I thought that very loudly. All right.
Mhm.
I was
So-
going to say something, but I changed my mind because I already know the answer.
Alright,
So-
So he
Forgot
lays
how
out. I'm not going to go I'm not going to talk through the entire thing, but he starts to lay out the ideas of a deal that he, Rashad, that the party or the Kucha Crusaders, hereby after known as the party in this legalese term, legally binding contract, will support Rashad Ehas in his claim to the Archduke of Avernus if and when Zariel is redeemed and vacates said position. They will do all in their power to defend him against all other threats and claimants to the title of Archduke, and ensure that he is able to claim the title.
Just as like a legal clarification, we basically just support his claim. After that, like it's done. It's not like servitude.
Correct. There's nothing
Okay.
in there. I mean, and that's actually a good
There's
point. You
nothing
call
like
that out.
afterward.
You call that out, and
Yeah.
he nods and he says, "Yes, there's nothing here about servitude or anything like that. This is a very in the moment type of thing. There will be the power vacuum when and if Zariel is redeemed and vacates her spot. There will be multitudes or many of those who will who will vie for the position, as we have previously discussed. We will have Bel, no doubt, will erupt from his volcano forge and come to claim said position. And I'm sure there may be others. My, co-worker, I guess you could call her. Wow, why am I blanking on her name?
Lucille.
Lucille. Yeah,
Mhm.
Lucille Smokehouse and Barbecue. She will undoubtedly rise to the occasion as well if she sees Bell approaching and claiming the position uncontested. That is when I will make my position known, and when I will call upon you all, the Kuchi Crusaders, to do what you must.
Ilya
General.
steps forward to the table,
Mhm.
and she kind of glances at Glimmer, like more so asking him than asking Rashad. May I make a clarification?
Of course, I have several before any signings happen. I have several subtexts that need to be added.
I also have a
I'm-
few amendments I would like to add.
I'm having some. This is the weirdest.
Everyone gets a clause.
Oh my god, no! This is the weirdest crossing of colliding of worlds, because this is what I do for my job.
Oh,
Like,
I was getting vibes of like Philadelphia in 1782 or 1772, right?
yeah,
When-
that, but also the fact that I just completed our deal with like Amazon
you did
Web
the whole-
Services for
Oh, nice.
and had to like go line
Go
by
back
line,
and
not line by
forth.
line, but basically like go with our legal counsel through a giant like legal agreement and
I do not
like
envy you at
red
all.
line shit and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm way too entrenched in this. I'm like, devil deals are fucking way too close to like corporate culture. It's like, it's ridiculous this how close this shit gets. Okay, so what is your suggestion, Ilya? I'm sorry.
She clarifies the I'm blanking now. Oh, she says the Porky will back Rashad if he's worthy of the position when the time comes.
Under
Well, it
what
does feel like a hard thing
pretenses?
to clarify.
Yeah,
Qualitative is difficult for sure.
Yeah.
yes. If he's worthy by whose standards? His standards, our standards, the contract standards,
Which one of our standards?
Asmodeus's standards, the standards of the Horn Devil outside. It really is hard to quantify. I would say
I will
as
add
long
this
as
though, and I'll like kind of wave my hand over the contract and burn in like the safety of Alighieri.
Ah, yeah, that is one of the.
yes, that is definitely
He
one.
nods in agreement.
Mhm.
This can be done, of course.
And also should add to that point that the balance shall be maintained as long as you remain in said seat of position.
I have a particular idea of how to word this, but I agree with you.
I do as well.
Legal
about
battle,
This
go!
work. Rashad will never attempt to direct the blood war, either indirectly or directly, in a way that would lead towards its end, neither defeat nor victory, unless a method is discovered to prevent both demons and devils from advancing to the material plane.
Bro, you actually wrote that shit down. I am
I
very
have-
impressed.
I have like 4 very important lines written down.
Yeah,
That's so cool. I love it. This is so fucking great.
So, real
That one,
talk.
we had,
Since we first met up, Waboog went through legal school and is now
He is now past the bar of Washington State and is now a legal lawyer. He's
as
about
soon
to
as
be.
you
Oh my
brought up-
god! Wait, are you about to enter your fucking the sick arc of your life where you go to Japan and become a American lawyer in Japan and start your own anime career there?
Yeah, dude, season 2.
Your own anime.
Season 2, Kevin's
Objection.
looking great.
Oh my god!
Your hair just turns green for some reason.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Could you just quickly paste that or type it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually a good point. Let's take a quick break here, as this is important. I actually want to, as weird as this sounds, there's going to be a lot kind of riding on what this contract. If you actually are looking to kind of finalize this contract tonight, which I think you are, there's a lot in. There's a lot in. Like, yeah, potentially there. I mean, obviously, you can always walk away from the table and just like, flip shit up. But there's. I actually would love to actually, if somebody would, write this out, and we could all as a group agree on it, because that's actually pretty cool. Seeing as that would, I would love for this whole campaign has been about, deals and stuff like that, and how we're going to get out of these deals for El Terrell, and how to save different area, or how to save people, and how deals work with different things, and what can break deals. So, I mean, if shit hits the fan in whatever climactic moment there is here, and the contract is thought to have been broken, but you can point out how it wasn't, breaking the contract legally type of thing, then I'm all for it.
We're gonna spend the
It's
next
also-
hour figuring out this
It makes-
contract, and then we're gonna walk away.
Sense. Well, it makes perfect sense also just to spend the time in a hell-focused campaign to make sure we get the most important contract done right. That itself,
It is
it's
the
like
most important contract.
this is essentially a combat encounter, but we're combating with words.
Yep.
Wild,
that's
yeah,
what-
really good point. Okay,
Yeah.
everybody, go grab some drinks, grab some snacks, and we'll come back to the negotiation table. It's you give it like 5-10 minutes of let's get some air, stretch, and all that stuff, and we'll come back for
5-minute recess till the bailiff brings us back in.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will post my all my notes. That
Okay,
I've
perfect. Okay,
jotted
guys,
down.
quick break. We'll be right back.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna be back with more legal stuff after this, I guess. I love this. Through some fast acting and some interesting moves, combat was averted, as you probably guessed. So give us 10 minutes, and we'll be back, and we'll play some more tunes, with some more night modes. Whatchamacallit? Why am I blanking on it? Night modes. This is Cyberpunk album. You can find it as DCMA, EMCA free. It's good shit. Let's rock out. Be right back, guys.
Acid Rocker. Acid rocker. Acid. Acid rocker. Acid rocker. Acid rocker. Acid. Acid rocker.
She said.
down the darkest roads. I know that it's true. So throw your dirt at me. I'll make it look brand new. They all know my name. Not an easy shot. Turn these tears into gold. They shine like what I've lost. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look at where I am now. We can break the cycle. Find my own way out. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. So I won't give up my soul.
We'll listen to more of this in a moment. But for now.
The work, that's like the strain she's had to deal with, and
Well, and
yeah,
The
it's,
other
if you
piece
like
of
it, it's good, but damn.
yeah, but the other piece of it, like, one, because I have very high, like, just moral standards for myself. Like, I won't
Very.
lie. Like, I do not.
Empathy, you know,
That's
basic
honestly
human
lie.
things.
Derby, that's what's
Well,
I was
yeah,
about
but
to
that's the
say,
thing. Like,
she can't.
remember,
She can't lie.
I got
Yeah, it's
10 Nazis off in the Nuremberg trial scot-free without lying.
MI6 wants to know your location.
Like, I was not happy.
Mossad
about that.
status.
And I was like,
Yeah,
I
Mossad,
probably shouldn't do this.
All right, guys, we're backing in it. Let's do this.
Yep. I'm definitely not in the middle of a game.
Hope like the wall legalese in the Discord.
Yeah,
I
okay, I'm
definitely-
happy with this. Okay, who's gonna?
I'm working on
How do we want to compile this? So I would almost want to say like we have we're almost about to have like a montage of
All of a sudden, Flip brings out her scribe book. She, like, legitimately,
Bring forth the stenographer.
Flip is quite literally in the neutral zone of all of this. Like, I'm chaotic as fuck, but I really don't give two shits about how all of this plays
Yeah.
out. Like, I legitimately don't. So I'm
That's
like,
not
okay,
good.
fine. I'll
Funny
start
thing-
taking notes.
Funny thing is, actually, an interesting point of order would be that Rashad looks to you, Flipsis, as everybody is, as we're starting to get all these notes together. You know, there's like, we come back into the room probably after some time. I would say like time has passed for a brief moment, as there is now multiple parchments on the table with multiple different versions of the contract in Infernal, Common, like Amish, all kinds of fucking different versions of it.
Everyone
Like,
already has like their head in their hand.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
there are 4 bottles of the finest wine on the table. One of them right in front of Hamon. There's there's like food and things like that, as negotiations have been definitely going on for some time in terms of what you're talking about. But yeah, Flipsis, Rashad would definitely look to you, and as he takes his head out of his hands, having just rubbing his temples. I meant to comment on this, my dear Flipsis, but you do look a little bit different. Those horns. Oh, and actually, this isn't the right token. Give me a moment. Your token does not look correct. It should be a different one.
You was wrong.
You look wrong. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You, the horns. Those wings. The, emphasis of the scales. It seems that you also have, made some sort of deal on your own. Did you side with, Tiamat?
Flip just, I feel like there's just no facial expression.
Well, you need to give
And
me a
I'm
deception check then. Oh,
I'm
God.
looking. No. There's no facial expression, but my response is the. What's it to you?
Just curiosity, that is all.
In that case, my skin should tell you enough. And I just kind of stare down.
He looks and he says, I understand. It's not of the chromatic variety. More of the metallic. I had sensed that there was some presence of, or I heard rumors of presence of one of his agents here in Avernus, and now there are two. I have no ill will to Bahamut and his kind. He seems to not interfere as much as I expected him to here in Avernus, more of a observer from afar. And to have one of his devotees at the table, cheers to that.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're reading.
I'm updating
Alright.
my section of it, but yeah, I like it.
Okay. So, we have the initial draft of this. With these terms met, the party will publicly voice their backing of Rashad's placement on X, meaning the Archduke of Avernus, with a single exception that Asmodeus voices his discontent. Okay. So, no souls, so terms of contract. No souls shall be exchanged as part of the contract. Rashad will never attempt to direct the blood war, directly or indirectly, in a way that would lead towards its end, neither defeat nor victory, unless a method is discovered to prevent both demons and devils from advancing to the material plane. Rashad will assist in redeeming Zariel however possible, whether by lending information or forces. After the deposition of Zariel, a flying fortress will be kept on standby, which Glimmer is given rank of captain for. Holy shit!
It's very important.
No more cities will be pulled into the hells. Instead, Glimmer Fahas will be in charge of recruiting for the blood war on the material plane. Hamoni Barrico will be treated as ambassador between Avernus and the material plane, and will be made privy to the contracts made between the two planes up until his inability to perform his function due to death, incapacitation, I thought that was decapitation for a moment, incapacitation or retirement, in which a member of the Church of Torm in will maintain this line of communication, after which he will no longer be bothered. The town of Alagiri and those who do not participate in the blood war shall not be harmed by Rashad's direct or indirect action or inaction. Upon the signing of this contract, Rashad will reveal the contents of The Companion and any information pertinent to their task of removing Zariel from her seat of power. With these terms met, the party will publicly voice their backing of Rashad's placement as the Archduke of Avernus, with the single exception that Asmodeus voices. Okay, cool. And then the quick red line from Hamon adds in, Hamoni Barrico, henceforth known as the Ambassador, shall be kept and continual updates on known and suspected planar interactions from the lower planes, defined as the 9 hells, the abyss, and any related planes, into the material plane as soon as they are known or suspected. All action taken by the material plane in response to such notifications will be privy to those on the material plane only. The position of the Ambassador will be held in perpetuity by Hamon and the descendants of either Blood or the Church of with guaranteed continuance by both sides. Whew, that's a mouthful.
I have an amendment as well. Give me a moment.
Man, isn't role-playing fun?
I got one more, but it's very simple. I'm having too much fun with this. Because this one's actually based on the conversation.
Okay. What is Gastroy's?
Legal language tough. All right, what is this mean? Yeah.
How do you spell Bell? Is it just B-E-L?
Yeah, just B-E-L. And meanwhile, Derpy is also drafting up something in an actual document.
This is straight up word combat, and it is
okay. I think that pretty well covers.
Okay. Upon signing,
of
this contract, both Rashad and the party will reveal any information pertinent to the acquisition and defense of the seat of Duke of Avernus, such as the contents of the Companion and the contents of the blueprints, for one set of armor of 1 bell, as well as any information pertinent to their task of removing Zariel from her seat of power. Okay, so that's a that is a alteration to basically upon signing of
Yeah,
this contract.
it's
Okay.
essentially
It's a
all
little bit
information from both sides needs to come forward, kind of a thing. Instead of it just being just the companion, I want everything on the table
Okay.
that is pertinent.
As this is happening, Glimmer, I want you to roll me a performance check at advantage.
Oh God. Okay.
Whoa! Nice. Okay. Very, very good. A 28 at advantage. And what this is for is basically the montage that we see of like of this war room negotiation of a contract between Rashad and the party, as like Glimmer is kind of like the mouthpiece for the party at this point between him and his father, and it's just this back and forth as we expertly see kind of like almost this fucking boardroom negotiation between these two very powerful forces. The adventuring party, I mean, as goofy as the Coochie Crusaders are, they are indeed a formidable force in Avernus right now, and Rashad recognizes this. So there's back and forth between each of these things as Rashad reviews some of the edits on the contract. And as you go through this, it is pretty, as the time tarries on, it becomes more and more evident that Rashad keeps circling back around. He's mostly concentrating on and looking at the portion of this contract centered on his position, right? So he seems not to care as much, but you like Ilya adds in the portion about Alighieri and protection of that through all the inaction or actions, blah, 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 etc. Rashad almost like hand waves it and just like, yes, that's fine. That absolutely can be in the contract. The parts about the companion and the revealing of that thing, he once again, folds to that very quickly. Doesn't even fight it. He is just so concentrated on the fact that he just wants to. He's concentrating on making the part of it of him coming into power and becoming the Archduke of Avernus, ironclad. And the more that you all think about it, the more you realize this makes sense for those who are questioning why he's so easily swayed for some of these other smaller, as he sees it, smaller additions to the contract. Becoming an Archduke of one of the 9 layers of hell is, I mean, this is, as we've already said, I mean, maybe not Jeff Bezos levels of like
It's cosmically powerful though.
It's effectively the same level, though. Like, you got the big dick.
Yeah, you're getting power of an entire infernal layer of a plane. This goes beyond like being a king of a city. This goes beyond like this is the equivalent of like somebody who would rule all of like Faerun, right? Like that's the level of it. So you can tell that he is more eager to just cement that part of the contract. All right, so anything else here? All promises of the backing of Rashad are indelible, with the sole exception of the intervention of Asmodeus himself, which, in the case of his specific intervention, shall be held as superseded to all previous amendments and contingencies. He agrees to this, acknowledging the fact that any intervention by Asmodeus is basically it basically supersedes anything else.
It's basically it's boilerplate at this point. It's like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. But
Absolutely, yes. Oh my god, boilerplate.
Sorry.
But yes, this is true. That actually is true of any infernal contract that is forged in the 9 Hells or wherever a fiend makes a contract. Can't write right now, Momo in lab.
It's just not happening.
Yeah, no. Then so that actually is really Chuckles. That's actually a good point. Any contract in the 9 Hells is, to use the term, boilerplate, belongs to Asmodeus.
Right.
Because he, as you had the conversation with him and understood, he actually has, it is because of him that the ability to make contractual obligations exists.
Out of curiosity, does that mean that he knows all of the terms of this contract automatically as soon as it's signed?
Give for Aphelion, give me an Arcana or Religion check.
He almost seemed
Arcana.
more just like intrigued by what we were planning, so he might be cool with it.
Yeah, so
like, you know,
Arcana wise, yeah, he absolutely like for Aphelion, he absolutely would. For the party, hell yeah. Like as soon as the contract gets signed, I'm sure fucking Asmodeus down there in his fucking like super secure safe room in the lower layer of hell gets a fucking notification on his fucking hell phone and just looks at it and just like, oh, a new contract was signed. Sick. Let me look at this.
So that makes me kind of concerned because of the whole not being allowed to win the blood war. I feel like he's not going to be okay with that. Yeah, I would. If Asmodeus is able to, you know, write in on any contracts kind of a thing, he knows what's being signed. Won't he have issue with you not being allowed contractually to sway the blood war in one way or another?
Rashad looks and he lifts his head up from between as he's massaging his temples. Yes, you are right. Contract that prevents me that puts me in the seat of the Archduke of Avernus and prevents me, while occupying said seat, from contractually winning or losing the blood war would indeed go against Asmodeus's plans.
I have an idea for this. Now, Rashad, if I may speak bluntly, your aspirations here do not only stand as Avernus. I am quite clear of this.
I am an ambitious devil, human.
I do not think
thing.
you're trying to. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but it's okay. You're not trying to win this blood war. I do believe this. I do believe your sights tend to be lower, not broader. Perhaps the way we try to write this in here is not that you're not allowed to try to win or lose this blood war. You must maintain it. Instead, we shall constrain you to any further political ambitions must be contingent on the fact that the blood war is sufficiently contained. Therefore, at least to Asmodeus, if anything that you're trying to do, how do I say this? If you have at least the blood war at a stalemate, that would give you the room to try to work on your political advances, whatever you want to do, your own personal, and therefore you have a reason to maintain a stalemate for your own personal gain.
I was going to add this in. This is a position you're essentially signing yourself into for eternity. I've essentially made a living lying my way through politicians and rich people, always reaching for more. You're going to be stuck here, and you're fine with that.
There's a moment of contemplation as Rashad thinks about this. I am not sure. I actually have not thought about this. No. My ambition is grander. You're right. Why constrain myself to Archduke of Avernus? Yes, redact that from the contract. Whoever is, I don't know which one of you is keeping track of this at this point.
Right, Glimmer.
So what are we redacting?
I'm writing up the actual contract. You guys are taking notes of all of like the redactments.
Oh, you're doing the final copy.
Oh, I'm doing the final copy. Yeah.
All right. So which line exactly is being redacted that he won't try to pertain to anything else?
So I think we're doing the blood war has to be at a stalemate for him to make a political advances.
Yeah, so I think the reason for that one is as long as the blood war is not a risk, then he can pursue other avenues, and therefore, as soon as the blood war is a stalemate, he will pursue.
He suggests there may be a way of wording it so that Rashad will do everything in his power. Like, I'm trying to think, like, there could be a way of saying, like, he wants to, without saying, make sure that there's no winner loss for the blood war. It's like, he will do everything in his power to make sure the Blood War, like, that he, advances the Blood War. Well, that also is...
Make sure he'll do everything in his power to make sure that the demon incursion does not succeed in its invasion
no, that's
of
actually...
Avernus.
Wording it, that's actually great.
Yeah.
Wording it in a way that makes it seem like it's
Focus on
more
the
about, like, keeping the demons from advancing into the Nine Hells would actually be great. Because that's a good way of keeping it at a balance. Like, as long as he keeps the war front in Avernus, that's still honoring the contract. So yes, that is a suggestion. To make it so that it is that Rashad Fehas will do everything in his power to stem the abyssal incursions into Avernus and keep the demons from advancing further into the Nine Hells.
I would like to also add that upon resignment from the seat of the Duke of Avernus,
Upon
that-
promotion, death, or otherwise.
yes, Rashad would do everything in his power to make sure that the seat is filled by a like-minded individual.
It could also be the contract is there's a phrase for this in law. The contract is therefore passed down to.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta be
Inherit-
writing this shit down because I'm dealing with formatting right now. So
The other.
No,
devil.
you're using Word. If you like tab wrong, it breaks everything.
yeah,
Sirens go off.
y'all just gotta write this shit down.
Right, I'm gonna
upon resignment from the seat of the Duke of Avernus, the contract is thereby inherited by the successor that takes upon this seat.
I'll write this down very specifically. I think I have an idea for this. I know what you're. I know.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page here. I'm gonna try to put in the words.
It's
Yep.
the office. It's binding to the
Exactly.
office.
To the office. Exactly. The position.
Yes.
Does this leave him open though to push the Blood War forward into
It
the
does.
abyss? Okay.
You
Question:
can't win it.
Are we considering Asmodeus the like overseer / witness of the agreement? Considering
No, he's just straight up the arbiter. Like there's nothing. He's
our agent of
beyond.
chaos.
It's his court.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's beyond. He's a judge, jury, and arbiter. That's what
Executioner.
okay,
I don't want to use that phrase. That's
Executive.
executor. Yeah.
Oh, he's our executor for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Skillington, thank you for
He's the
follow. I
judge, jury,
appreciate
and
that.
guy who kills people of this courtroom.
This is too fun. I'm actually enjoying this a lot. This literally is word combat. I love it.
It's a whole different style of session.
No, and you
Oh,
guys
man.
actually avoided a full combat encounter that I had put up for tonight.
Oh,
Oh damn!
that's
Yeah.
good. Probably.
Was literally just gonna come in lasers fucking blasting.
Well, no, I
No,
mean
I'm
it was
guessing
basically
the town folk. Yeah.
I had 100%. No. It was not going to be Rashad. It was actually going to be something that could still occur, if, but I highly doubt it. It was basically like if, I guess I had forgotten basically that Ilya and that's fine that Ilya and Nephilion were like flying up towards the airship to interfere. But it actually was more so on Glimmer's persuasion check to like chill out, to tell your bitch to chill. Tell your bitch to be cool. Tell that bitch to be cool with the captain of the guards. And yeah, I don't feel bad about revealing this. Basically, one of the guards had smuggled in something that it wasn't going to be a combat between, or I mean, technically, I guess it could have been a combat between like Rashad's forces and you guys, but knowing that you wouldn't probably attack Rashad's forces, it was actually that there was going to be another one of those like abyssal incursions, and admittedly one of the knights had smuggled in something from your girl Red Ruth, and was going to like, I mean, you could even stopped it. It was going to be like he was going to imbibe in something that he had brought in from Red Ruth, which was going to react negatively to him and cause something to spawn. And also would cause all the abyssal chickens to turn into actual real demons.
Oh fuck!
Turn to actual real chickens.
Yeah. No, and then there would have been a brief moment of having you guys to decide tell the captain and the guards and the knights to like which area to take charge of. There would be basically like a nasty fight on one side of the town, and then the chickens harassing the rest of the town. But
I
okay,
have a feeling.
Dumb question. How many people are in our party? Is it 6?
yes,
Okay.
It depends if you count.
Yeah, this one.
yeah, you can count.
Churro,
Sketty.
Sketty.
No, I'm not
No.
counting.
Hero doesn't count because he's an extension of Pomone.
Yeah,
but
he's not.
Sketty
His
and-
no.
Yeah, with the
don't count
flips
it
is
out.
writing up the contract, I'm definitely going to review it and anything about Sketty.
I'm just gonna have something
everything
random.
gets, everything
Yeah.
gets sent down to Sketty in the end.
Sketty is universally recognized as a good boy.
He's the witness.
Oh no, I was thinking like Sketty is like second in command of Avernus. He takes up the position of spy master.
All right. This is my additional point for the perpetuity of the contract past any changes to the position of the Archduke of Avernus. It requires at least half of our party in either corporal or spiritual forms to make
Wow,
any adjustment.
Mark Skellington, thank you so much for subscribing. I absolutely appreciate
I mean,
I
that.
love the D&D legalese where you
I really
have
do.
to
That
include
supports the
spiritual
stream.
communication.
That supports more than that, more campaigns onward and all of that stuff. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I just fucking realized that means that if any of us die, I'm pretty sure our souls are bound to the planes now.
Yeah, dude, just a soul contract.
And an absolute blast of more people getting gifted subs. Thank you guys so
Oh
much.
hell yeah!
I really, really
that's big.
appreciate it. Damn.
Big schlappers from this game. Excellent.
Thank you, Ace.
All right, so this is added into the contract, and as a bunch of D's nuts get fucking dropped into the chat. All right, so what is the amendment of? Okay, so is there an amendment that you guys put in about the Blood War?
Yes, there was the
God, there's so much text to go through.
I was gonna say.
Rashad will.
Yeah, we didn't write it out
Will.
explicitly.
No, you
but-
haven't written anything
Yeah.
about that yet.
Rashad will do everything in his power to.
I'll add a few just word notes we can just throw in there that not gonna be complete, but it'll be.
Rashad will do everything in his power to maintain the line against the demon incursion in
That's actually really good. That's really good wording.
Avernus. Yeah, Rashad will do everything within his power to maintain the line against the demon incursion in Avernus.
Sorry, you cut out there and it just said in
Yeah.
ass.
This is one more I how would the words come out? Prevented from either expanding further into Avernus or other planes utilize Avernus as a conduit. So that would be at least saying it has to be a stalemate on this side.
Okay,
But
yeah,
it's not
yeah, yeah.
requ-
That's
it's
a
not
good, that's a
required
good
to
succinct
push back.
version of it. Yeah.
It doesn't require pushing into the abyss.
Yeah.
And also because it's any planes, that could be the other planes of hell. It could be into other abyssal planes. It's
Yeah.
a little bit open-ended there.
Mhm.
Mostly just, I think that would apply to any using the sticks as a means of transport through the lower planes.
Yeah. Ace Skellington,
I don't
thank you
think
so
there's
much
any
for that
reason that
support.
the
I really do
demons would
appreciate
need
it.
to
And yeah,
go through Avernus
this
to
is
make it
a
to the material plane, right? They would
very
just do it from
interesting,
their
like,
own end.
semi-homebrew of
Maybe they
Avernus,
do.
I
I
would
don't
call
know.
it.
I think they can
It's
just
not by the
pop
book,
in, 'cause
that's
you
for
can
damn
have like
sure.
incursions like in the material plane through
Yeah.
ritual or something, just like you can from here.
Yeah,
Well, there's like it's like a weird thing where in Avernus, like some of the demon forces come through portals from the abyss, and some straight up just come up the river Styx. Like,
yeah. So
the
I think
rivers-
that this particular wording is specifically angle that use any use of the river Styx for
Right now,
expansion.
we are
Yeah.
having a
I'm trying to think if there's any
demonic
way we can
contract with the
explicitly
father of
or
one of our players.
implicitly
Basically,
deny
I have added in a lot of content
the ability
that are for our
a push
players
into the abyss
that
without
relate
making it
to our
sound
players
obvious.
with
I
regard to the
can't- I'm not
campaign
clever enough
itself.
for this right now. But
I mean, the way that
And
I had
then-
it
Hey,
written
guys.
up was
Hey, Derpy.
Guys, What's the date of this agreement? I don't know.
Oh shit! There's actually a specific date for this, but
4/20/69.
no, it's 14 something.
It's got some like weird ass month because it's like the
Oh,
moon
yeah, it's the
of the whatever.
Faerun.
And like, what's the date?
Someone go back to the material plane and see what time it is.
Wait, I want to get the smoking contract printed out and sent to my sister for review.
Dirk is doing that.
I will also I will also make sure to fade it a little bit. You know, like.
I will seriously send this to my sister for review.
Oh my god, no! Are we? Wait, Derpy, you and I can actually do what we did with the other contracts, which is age
fucking
it and
absolutely.
bake it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Print it out on legal paper at my
And age
at
it
my
and
school.
bake it. Yeah.
I love it.
All right. I'm trying to find what the year is for this. It's like 14 something. I don't really remember.
1469.
Maybe. Nice.
Okay, I think
We can do 1469, but what month is it? Because like that's the weird shit.
Oh,
No,
I
don't
even
worry
know
about
how
the
this-
month. There's no. The time
It's
is.
this day of this month on this year.
Mm,
It's a contract. Come on, you can't fuck around with that.
Yeah, this is not the time for that.
You can't be fucking around.
can't be fucking
Ain't
around.
no time to fuck around with dim.
Mhm.
I don't even know what time it is.
As,
Fucking around.
as Flip throws in Sketty to some aspect of this.
Sketty gets made as the
Arbiter. of
principal.
all
No,
agreements.
he's
Okay,
the
no. So
Rashad.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness! Adventure
Everyone good
background.
with my wording there?
1454. Zariel's fall. The Theseus' betrayal. Fuck my Christ. Okay. Role playing devils. Life.
Fuck my Jesus Christ. That that statement, boys and girls.
Jesus.
I mean, there's a bunch of like nativity scenes and stuff going around the neighborhood by us. So like,
Already.
I'm
Don't-
looking for the plot
don't-
report.
Don't do that, Porkins.
I'm not. I'm saying I'm looking for the blotter report on it. All the poor abuelas are gonna have their lawns violated.
Mhm.
The
Um.
11th day of the 11th month of the 11th
Yeah,
year.
we'll figure it out afterwards. I have to do some research. Okay. So
Mhm.
where are we at? Rashad will maintain within his power to do
Where
so
are
the
we
line against the
at?
demon incursion within Avernus for as long as he holds the seat of Duke. That's a good. Yeah, that's a good line. Okay. Oh, we got something from the chat. Canon material provides 2 distinct dates for the events described in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. The adventure itself, described in chapters 1 through 5, takes place in 1494. Okay.
Oh, we were close. I think.
Could have been 1492.
1494 when
Yeah,
the
no
party
days or
explored
months
the
mentioned. It's
Abyssal
fine.
Floor.
Got him.
also does hell like because of the weird timey-wimey bullshit. Does it even have months and days, or is it just we know the year roughly?
Yeah, you know the year roughly. Days and time in hell are very.
I'm just gonna keep in the contract on this day in the year 1492.
Yeah, that's
I would
perfect.
assume
That's what the
192.
contract is gonna be.
So what
Oh,
you're telling me
Rashad
is,
Yes.
sailed the ocean blue.
yeah, I was gonna say,
It's Columbus.
That's what I said.
Adelphi sailed the ocean brown.
Yo. Okay,
Sure.
let's get more down to brass tacks here.
Yeah.
So what do we got for the finality of this?
Explicitly is that our support of this should not should preclude us from any repercussions, reprisals, or adverse responses from both those in power of the hells and those under their power. Essentially saying that by supporting it, we should not be taken advantage of or exploited because of it. And that once he's in power, he's not going to just turn around and just like enslave us.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think we
that's-
already mentioned that was part of it.
Is that in? Yeah, I feel like that was mentioned there
That
somewhere.
was like the very beginning. I asked about like servitude.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, we can't assume that we're going to be immune to any sort of hellish and response, but rather just at least Rashad will not encourage such things.
Yeah. Fine with me. It's fine with Rashad.
Perfect.
Okay, so looking at the contract, as it states, the summary of it, I think the key points are, we can further detail this off. Oh yeah, and also DR stands for Dale Reckoning, aka the time when your boy tried to cast a 10th level spell and it completely butt-fucked the entirety of Faerun.
Oh yeah, I remember watching like a YouTube video on that. It was like 2 hours long. What the fuck? It was wild.
So Dale brought upon the reckoning, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he was like, yo, let me cast a 10th level, or I forget, it was something above 9th level. He's the reason why that magic users in Faerun or in the D&D universe
like
currently right now can only cast 9th level spells.
It like fractured all of reality or something.
Yeah,
and then
well,
the
because
gods were like, yo, mortals.
Yeah,
stop
mortals.
that shit.
Yeah. The gods were like, fuck that shit. And
Constrain your power.
Mystra had to kill herself, and that's when the weave was broken and all that horse shit happened, and things went fucky wucky, to use the term you
Mystra
guys
was
all love.
The legal term.
That was the goddess of magic, right?
Yeah.
And then they got really, fuck you,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so
She went
summary,
to the
real quick, is that the key points here is that the party will support in all of their capacity Rashad's ascension into the Archduke of Avernus against all others who are going to be trying to take that throne. That's what he cares about the most right now. With thinking about the fact that Big Daddy Asmodeus will know everything about this contract, you have put into it that the Blood War, the incursions of the Demons of the Abyss, will be held at bay and will have no further incursions into the Nine Hells or into Avernus, which leaves it open enough that he will not, that Asmodeus will not immediately oppose the contract, as it leaves it open to, other possibilities.
Yeah,
And
he could interpret that completely as our own.
Right. And actually,
Right.
as you guys, I was going to say, Rashad, after seeing this and looking into it, and he, sees that part in the contract, he puts his badge of balance on the table, and he says, I know that demonic contracts are these fiendish contracts are what binds us and legally for us devils. But I am still part mortal. And I am willing to make an agreement that mortals make to maintain the balance. It won't be in any contract. Asmodeus will not know of my intentions. But I would still make that agreement. But he holds out a hand.
I'm an insight check that.
Yeah.
I will walk up to him as he's doing that. I will walk up to him and stare him in the eye as we agree to shake
With your
hands.
headlights?
No,
Yeah.
anything that
I forgot about that.
Yeah, staring him down.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ephlipsis's saber-tooth ailment has completely gone.
ailment.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
her teeth. Her
It's an
saber-tooth
ailment.
teeth.
It is not an ailment.
It
Because
is,
they
and
also weren't saber teeth. They were underbites.
yes,
Yeah, no,
It was
the
the
transformation
opposite of
the transformation
saber-tooth.
brought on by Bahamut.
I still have
that.
32 demon hunger in doses. So
Yeah, I don't know if
I can
that'll
always
affect
bring
you
it back.
anymore. All right. So, what are you trying to do, Glimmer, as you go up and eyeball
I'm
your
waiting
dad?
I'm waiting on Apheliion's insight.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I did okay.
Yeah, very nice.
Wait, really quick question. As a person sitting there drafting this all, he says that he wants something basically off the record.
Yes.
Yeah, he's basically saying a gentleman's agreement that he doesn't push the blood war towards victory for devils, which we can't really put in the contract.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys
when
realize
you-
you have realized that putting that into the contract will probably
Got it. So it's not anything that necessarily benefits him. It's something
No.
that's like
It's
just
to
okay.
mollify us, or at least
Yeah.
know that we have the informal agreement. Actually, to that, I'm always going to speak up to him and say, I do think making this agreement just between us in such a way the mortals do is a good idea. Are you familiar with the idea of a blood pact? In the mortal fashion, not the devilish one.
Flip spits on her hands.
Well, that's
So Rashad looks
yeah.
at you, flips this, and kind of chuckles and says, "No, not that. And yes, Hamon, I do understand what you are speaking of." He takes a dagger out from his side and he cuts the palm of his hand, and he
I'll take
reaches
out I'll take out the Pablo daggers. Take a slice.
And Aphelion, your insight check, he is being truthful with his intentions here.
I will give a side eye to Glimmer and nod.
Mhm. I guess I'll also cut my palm and we can do a 3-way handshake.
I would.
Kinky.
I would
Rashad cuts
Way
his
to
other
spread
hand.
easy guys.
It's a Mexican standoff with blood handshakes. Like, one arm going each direction, so we're like crossing arms.
Flip just puts her hand down because she just spat in it, and she lets Sketty
Lick it off.
just lick it.
I do want to do. I want to.
Rashad will. I'm trying to think. Like he'll take out something that's like it's a parchment, but it's not going to be whatever. Basically, he finds a method that would allow you guys to have this, like a contract. If Glimmer wants to join in on it, and Hamon and whoever else would like to join in on the base of a blood oath, the very, the most common contract forged between mortals and the material plane. He is willing to do as such here.
More of a formality. I think.
Yeah, if anything, it's one of those giant fucking. Actually, no. You know what? It's not a fucking thing on parchment. It's a fucking like soccer team, everybody hands in moment.
Okay, there's one thing
Aphelion.
I wanted to try to do one thing here, and I
Okay.
guess it's depend now how the handshake occurs. And this is completely ridiculous, but if I get a chance to do the Beastmaster class blood to blood with just Rashad,
Yeah.
I will do during that. As we break clasp, I'm going to try to keep his blood on my hand and try to use the vial in my back pocket to put his blood into it. As like
Very,
a
very tough, but okay. So what will happen is that you guys
Yeah,
will
I
do
know
like the Beastmaster hand clasp, and then he'll look to everybody else to basically put their hand, put their hands on top of this clasp.
I look him very directly, intently in the eyes. I put my hand in.
Okay.
Yep. I will.
Sonya.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll cut my hand and do the same.
Maybe.
All right. Well, now it's gonna be a menagerie of
It's
blood.
gonna be very unclean.
Yes.
Not worried.
Has everybody been checked
Oh,
for
no, COVID.
STDs?
Is there a bottle of alcohol we can pour in this hand pit?
Oh god, that'd be so sore.
Flip takes out her flask and
Oh,
pours
no.
it.
No.
Okay, so Aphelion's in, Ephlipsis is in, Hamon. I don't know, Ephlipsis, are you
Wait.
in?
I am not doing this blood.
You don't have to. I mean, it's just like
No.
a.
No, I know I don't have to, and I don't feel pressured to. I'm just like, y'all are disgusting. Like, what the?
True. Yeah.
I have standards as I do the kissy dog face with Sketty and and just licking everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ilya, what is your
Low standards
your
are
take on
still
this?
standards.
Does Ilya join in on the handshake, either just putting her hand in or actually cutting her hand?
If anyone looks over, she's absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay, so there is the equivalent of. I mean, it's good enough for Rashad as he nods.
Y'all know there's a pandemic up in the mortal realm, right? I don't think this is a good idea.
But we're
It's too
in
hot
hell.
down here, 115 degrees Fahrenheit or something
See,
like that.
you forgot. We're in hell. We're better. It's better here.
Hamon, I want
Star
you
Wars,
as everybody separates, and there is now 3 types of blood dripping around on your hand.
Yeah.
Roll a very difficult. I'm actually just gonna say it's like an investigation check because it's like a.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I know what you're saying, and I don't know how I'm gonna figure this
Yeah,
out. So let's go. Oh, not bad, but probably
You put some blood in a vial.
I just don't know whose it is necessarily. I think it's
You put
Rashad.
you put blood in a vial.
You have a wonderful mixture of
Oh, but there's
Leon
some,
Hamon and Rashad blood.
there's some science I can do that later. Okay.
Okay.
Vial.
All right, so the blood oath agreement to maintain the balance has been made. The contractual agreement to maintain to maintain staving off the demonic incursion is now currently on the table. Rashad looks at the current draft of the document, looks up to all of you and says, all right, this seems fairly sufficient, meets my needs and my ambitions of becoming the Archduke of Avernus. And there are some nice stipulations here of Alighieri maintaining its safety. He looks over at Ilya. Of the demonic incursion not going any further within Avernus. That is acceptable. My knowledge of the companion being given you, herefore known as the party, and you sharing the knowledge of Bell's armor, his project, with me, in order to help my
As
ascension
well as any
to become
other
Archduke.
pertinent information.
Yes, of course.
All the information that falls within the context given by this, of course, will be shared.
I am ready to, and as well as you, Mr. Hamon Iberico, becoming the ambassador between Avernus underneath my archdukage, and the between Avernus and the material plane, and that continuation, etc., and whatever is laid out there. He looks it over, takes a deep breath, closes his eyes for a moment. I'm ready to sign this binding contract. Who among you will be the appointed signee?
I think looking around, I
That
think it's only
would
fitting
be
I take it,
steady.
right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely would be.
I mean, the only person, the only person amongst your entire party who has actually forged a contract prior to this has been Glimmer.
It's perfect fitting for this situation.
So I'll look over it quickly and make sure the clause that I become captain of a flying fortress is still in there. That I become head recruiter of the material plane is in there. And then one last glance around at everyone, making sure that they're all satisfied.
One last question for you, Rashad.
Oh, by the way, I threw into the terms of agreement, if in the event that either party wishes to terminate this agreement, that party will be required to provide 10 bones to Sketty, which is a separate third party, and request forgiveness for
Sketty's the arbiter.
the other
Oh my
party.
god.
I scratched that from the record.
Is
Yeah,
that it's
burn that away.
a contract.
And I am part of the contract, so
It's like fitting about having
you are not the person
arbiter for a
writing it.
hellish contract.
And you're not the person reviewing it. You're the person.
we're all reviewing
I will
it.
scratch it. Instead, it will just say Rashad is to provide 10 bones to Sketty.
Okay, so if either party wishes to
He's
terminate
liable for the bone.
No. This is just part of the contract. Is 10 bones are given to Sketty from Rashad. Just when the
at,
contract
like,
is signed.
certain intervals of time, or just like upon
Just upon signature.
Okay, but what if someone wants to terminate this agreement?
Well, then
Then we're
Sketty
kind of
can.
fucked. That's the point. It's
Yeah.
Well, that
It's a
doesn't
hell of a-
really. Infernal
that goes to,
agreements,
like-
as you've already known, don't really happen in that way. There's like.
Okay, so in the event that either
Absolutely
party
has to
wishes
be
to
involved.
terminate this agreement, fuck off and cede the next term.
Well, and there's also a comment. There's a note in there that any adjustments or amendments have to involve.
I had a very, very
we-
big realization that I needed to include in here. As we're like getting ready to decide, I will look up at him. This won't interfere with any other contractual obligations that you have, right? I don't know what contract you signed to become this.
Oh. He looks at you and he nods and he says, "Yes, this will not interfere with the contractual obligation. Yeah, you're. This will not interfere with the contractual obligations that I signed in order to assure your survival and your mother's survival.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just had to make sure there wasn't
Also,
any.
should we
There's a moment
put
of there's a
in
moment of
the
silence in the room as that kind of like lingers, and he says, "That was signed with Asmodeus himself.
You're shitting me.
I am not."
You said you never met him.
I have not met him, but I called upon the highest power that I could when it was apparent that your mother would not survive and you would not be born. And he answered my call. He felt for some reason when he called upon me, placed me in the service of Zariel. Maybe he saw far enough into the future to see that this was the path that I would take.
I think Asmodeus plays a longer game than any of us are aware.
Asmodeus is like super fucking long game.
He's
once
like
again,
a
Jeff Bezos, CEO, fucking, if you were to put it like, miles high view versus ground view of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Glimmer like does like the look away, trying not to show any emotion type of thing.
That's
and then,
Asmodeus.
looks back serious.
Yep.
Okay, one last thing. I do want to make sure that statement he just said was not a lie.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, that's just because this is all.
Oh, with that insight check? With that insight check?
Oh, no, sorry. What was the 22 from again? I don't know.
That was your investigation check. It's inside.
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah. So
Yeah. Also, should we put in that the souls of Elturel are forfeit back to the owners, the original owners?
We never made
Rashad looks to you and he says, "Unfortunately, that contract lies with Zariel, and the way that fiendish contracts work, that devilish contracts work, I cannot."
Right.
Yeah, I think we've covered our bases as well.
Yes.
And
in that case,
now the ball needs to start rolling once we get this figured out.
Well, we also need to have a clause in there saying that Sangha is recognized as the most beautiful of all mortals.
So
Rashad hand waves that, and suddenly that
Avernus
just like there's an asterisk, one of those like asterisk, whatever, like the sub fucking header thing that just is like Sonia Montesquieu is the most handsome and muscular and available human man in all of the realms.
Well, because I think he would also want to put in a clause just for
before that backfires,
bettering himself, basically.
Okay.
Like when he gets returns back, yeah.
Okay. Rashad looks at the contract as it exists, snaps his fingers, and 10
bones appear to scatter.
10 bones appear to scatter. No, and the quill appears, and with some ink, some infernal ink, as he reads it over one last time, glances over it, looks up at you, Glimmer, and kind of gives you a smile, and he says, "I'm not gonna lie. There was never a point in my life that I thought that I would be negotiating an infernal contract with my own son in Avernus. I have to admit, it makes me proud on some level."
It is really exciting, isn't it?
Yes. And he signs the contract.
And again, looking at anyone else for any last input, like pen in hand.
I think Hamon just gives you the slightest of nods to it.
I was about to say the same thing, so we both nod in unison, kind of creepily.
My hat's bigger than yours, though, so it's more noticeable.
Yeah, but my wings are bigger than yours, so...
His wings nod in agreement.
And they move with your whole head nod.
Okay, then I'll look and this game has been fun, and then I'll sign it.
Okay.
Do we make a statement that we all have to sign this, or just one of our party would have to sign
No,
it?
it's just one of the party.
Yeah, I think it's representative for the party.
Gotcha.
The party.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just putting in a bunch of... This is the party, just
Oh
all...
god, no, blast. If that's
Wait.
Rashad, I'm very nervous now.
No, there's more.
Oh, nice.
Just some.
This was the one that immediately came to my mind for some reason.
I like Destroy's one. Just fucking Ross. Just. What's the? This is the one that I thought of for Ilya.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the contract is signed. As Glimmer's pen, as the pen leaves the parchment, the entire document glows on the table as all of the text in ink is suddenly just like transferred into indelible, and the contract evaporates.
I worked really fucking hard on that.
And then suddenly two of them appear. Two copies. One for
Inferno
Rashad
Xerox.
and one for Glimmer ETL. Oh god, the fucking
ETL.
Yeah,
Really?
ETL. Meanwhile, like Lulu during this entire thing has just been like silently watching from the peripherals from the outside. And afterwards, she kind of gives you guys all a glance and squeaks out, "I was a little bit hesitant in you all making agreement with this fiend, but now I see your intentions are good. This contract keeps things good. And if
So
it
we
means
hope.
that Zariel can be redeemed and I can rejoin her, then I am happy."
Hell yeah, Lulu baby. It's always been about you.
Thanks, Sonya.
Well, I think the final the die of this whole thing has been cast, and I believe we know what we have to do next. Although, to be fair, this has now been signed. I believe there's some information sharing that must be had before we do anything else.
Rashad smiles and says, "Of course, I'm contractually obligated now."
As
And
are we.
10 bones.
Ah, yes. Snaps his fingers, and suddenly, Sketty is hit on the head with 10 bones.
And he's the happiest you've ever seen him.
Looking around, do I see anybody that seems to be missing bones suddenly?
No.
It came from each of our bodies. They're
Yes.
We each had to give up one.
Just one of
Had to
our
give
foot
up.
bones.
As long as no
just
one's grabbing the crotch.
enlarged.
Okay, so Rashad looks to you all, steeples his fingers, and he says, "As to honor my part of this contract, as I am now contractually obligated to, I will tell you about the companion. The companion was created by Zariel when... God, what the fuck? Now we're just doing gifs of dogs and Scooby snacks. The companion was created by Zariel when Thievius Krieg prayed to her to save the city of El Terrell from the vampire incursion. Upon his fealty to her and the obvious contract that he signed that doomed El Terrell to the fate that it now is suffering from, she provided El Terrell with a companion. Companion is a sphere within contains an enslaved planetar.
A planetar.
That's a perk up from fucking Aphelion.
That's an angelic being, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a fucking big one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
big cheese style, like high up there. Okay.
Oh, like
Also,
the highest level of celestial possible.
They're like
Is
the
it like-
shags of angels.
Yes.
Yeah, Hamon would definitely be like, "Oh." to that
So
spell.
as he says that, just for context, you guys encountered. Do you remember that little fucking weird little devil that was, or that guy that was the dude who was pretending to be a dude who was another dude? No, way back when in your fetch quest line, where you had to get the blood of Tiamat to pour on what's his nuts.
Oh, the Titan skeleton.
Yeah, yeah.
I still have I have a vial of his blood still.
Uldrak.
Uldrak.
Yeah. So Uldrak was a
Oh, there's a Titan.
he was an Empyrean.
Oh.
Which is
Planetars are
smaller.
above Empyreans.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I was looking for bone gifs, and I found this one.
Nope.
that's a risky click of the day.
Super risky click, but awesome. Okay. So you guys, all of your eyes, the party's eyes go wide as he reveals this, that the companion contains a shackled planetar. And he tells you, if the companion, which is the prison of this planetar, is either unlocked or shattered, the planetar inside will be released.
And
Can't
it's
imagine it
enslaved
holds,
to who?
Is this Plantar, is it going to be angry when it's released? Is this something that was against
I
his will?
imagine he'll have some hands to toss with Zariel.
He is...
Yeah, this is what I need to know.
He is extreme. He was enslaved and captured by Zariel herself.
Okay,
There is no contract that I know of for this planetar. A lawful good being of that type would be hesitant, as I would assume, to ever sign a contract with an archduke. He was placed inside the companion by force.
Therefore, I think whoever who's going to talk to this one after we release them needs to have their speech ready.
I can almost imagine that this would be someone that Zariel would have had to have known, potentially tricked into this position.
It would have been higher than
imagine
Zariel when
possible.
she was celestial.
No, it would have been either equal or lesser.
Okay. Even equals kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, in that case, do we think that we can sway this planetar onto our side, or do we think he's just going to be angry and attack on sight?
Rashad looks to you all and says, "If you know anything about planetars and the Celestials,
I have
a
little-
lawful good will not attack on sight. He represents those of the upper planes. I'm sure he will do anything in his power to try to help you and save El Terrell."
Very well.
But we have to make our case very well. So we must be
You
prepared
must.
before.
He looks at you. You must make it apparent that you are with him and not with the forces of Avernus.
Yes.
Okay. Good enough. So we need to make
Our
sure that we're
goal is
clearly
to-
trying to save El Terrell when we open this thing.
Yes.
We should probably talk to the survivors
No.
and make sure they're ready to back us on what we're saying.
How do we open it?
Oh, we have the keys for this thing. We've got the rods.
Rashad nods. If you do have the keys, as you have prior mentioned, if you have the 9 adamantine keys to the companion, unlocking all 9 keys turned and unlocked will break and shatter, or break and unlock the companion, freeing the planetar inside.
Question. Does that mean the sphere will fall on El Terrell?
It was mostly illusion, right?
The sphere itself is not like. I mean, there is a possibility, yes, of the sphere falling if you guys can think of it physically. However,
it's 50-yard wide. or
yeah,
50 foot
it's
wide.
not huge. It's not
Yeah.
crazy huge, and it's made out of adamantine, which I imagine is the titanium of this world. So it's very light and very strong.
Yeah.
It would probably do some damage to whatever is below it. Yes. However,
I mean, I could probably use.
However,
we-
thinking about it, of what, because you rolled a really good Arcana check when you put your scrying eye or your arcane eye up into that, all the way up into the colonoscopy of the dark orb there.
Into the booty hole.
Yo.
The opening that up probably would not cause it to just like suddenly break and fall apart, but it would basically still be held in like the it would just like separate like a Pokeball. You know? Like it wouldn't just like deactivate.
Yeah. Okay. So Moan's already busily thinking through the contingencies and how we can do this.
Mhm.
And after thinking through this, he looks back to Rashad. It's like, thank you for this information, and I believe we also owe you
I was
some
about to
information.
say you owe me some information as well. What have you found inside of that
So
scroll?
we did happen to find the thing, and I'll pull out my the spell book. I'll open it up, pull out the hidden sheet, which I don't know if you need to like cancel the illusion. I'm not sure how that works. Actually, I should know.
Let me see. Cast spell. Here's no magic. Eternally can cause rain to appear.
Should a spell be dispelled?
Yeah, so it can just be dispelled. So as he sees it, it's just like an embarrassing journal note from your diary.
Yeah. Wait, so you can't just drop it? I have to actually dispel it?
No, it's not concentration. Just lasts for 10 days.
Does he have true sight?
Does Rashad? Yeah, you open up the book and go look, and he just is like, "What am
Churro
I?"
in like a 2/2.
I'm looking at.
Lo siento.
He does have true sight. He does have true sight.
Oh, damn.
Oh, sorry. I do understand now. Huh.
So
He looks up. He looks up at you, Glimmer, and he just says, "Very smart. You are
I mean, it's
indeed my
kind of-
son."
Yeah.
I'll open it up to like the schematic that we had already looked
Yeah.
at.
So he looks over it.
I'll point out what we figured out, which is like the weak point of the power source and whatever we had determined from investigating originally,
Mhm.
and have him see if he has any other insight to add to what we found.
So he looks at it and he says, "Huh. So Bell has indeed been busy. If you weren't already able to discern this, this armor provides him with some extra protection. A pit fiend of his age and power, wielding this armor, wearing this armor, would be a formidable foe. I will admit, I would not be able to take him in mono combat. Did you notice this?" He points to a part of the schematic that you may not have noticed. And revealing this to him actually allows him to point out some interesting parts. The armor itself allows him basically. I don't want to know how to explain this without it being too kind of technical, but basically, as a legendary action, he can fire a level 6 magic missile at will
Oh!
from the armor.
Damn.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yep.
Basically, this is very much Iron Man armor, where he can basically, he can basically just send out homing missiles to attack people at
I would
will.
follow up with a question. It's like, well, I did not see it the first time around. That is actually kind of scary. It has a lot of power. But I did see it over here, and I'll point to where we found the power source. I do believe if we try to disable this, or perhaps we hit this part of the armor repeatedly, maybe with something like a disintegration or something very powerful, we might be able to disable the power source. Would this cause the armor to fail, or would this just leave him?
Looks at it and looks at the schematics. No, this armor is guarded against magical powers. It is, even though that would be a good idea to try to attack this directly with magical means and spells, it seems that direct interference, physical direct interference, would be the only way to disable this.
I see. Well, Sonya, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling spry.
This is good.
I just now imagine like Sonya envisioning just doing a daydream of himself like clinging to the back of this massive fucking devil's armor, just like pulling out wires with his teeth or his chin.
Yeah, like the flubber kind of burn off the wires.
Yeah. Putting eggs on them. 9 dozen eggs on top of the wires to disable it.
Now he's roughly the size of a borge.
Yeah. So I think those were the two things that you guys needed to reveal at this point in time. Rashad smiles to you all, and he says, "I appreciate you finally doing business with me. This has been a long time coming, and I have to admit, it is very heartwarming to be able to forge a contract with my own flesh and blood.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Oh, this is totally the.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just bring it right out. Oh,
Hell
wow.
yeah, he's a happy motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
He says, if you do not mind, and he looks over to Ilya, we'll return you to Alagiri. Post haste. Just please make sure that the guards there do not attempt to shoot down our soul.
Why don't you just drop us off maybe 400 yards away from the town? We can walk the rest.
Not visible. We can get there ourselves. I do not think we'll get the very happy welcome before we can stop anything.
Rashad gives a kind of a, slash shrug, and it is up to you all, as it is your own doing and your own wishes. I can drop you off. I can land the soul ship and drop you off here if that is your wish, and you can return on foot. We're not too far away. It is but maybe a dozen miles or so.
I'll look to Ilya on this one, try to read her, and say, I think this may be up to her for her decision. She knows how they will respond in the city.
Kind of taken off guard for a second before. As long as this ship is not heard or seen, I believe we will be fine. But I don't think the town will be very happy knowing how close the ship was.
Rashad nods and says, unfortunately, my Corvette has a very loud exhaust, so it is not very stealthy. I will take you as close as possible and leave you at the outskirts of the city. I will not drop you off above as I did before. Is that acceptable?
It is.
Agreeable to me. See.
All right. So with the contracts forged, finally, Rashad opens the door and all of your ears, at the same time, pop. Like, all of a sudden, it's just like pressure has been released as you all realize the magical soundproofing / anti-scrying, etc. magics on the room have been disabled. You see the large horned devil outside of the door as he just kind of nods to you guys, and the ship thunders out over the wastelands of Avernus back towards Alagiri, where Rashad will drop you off about a mile or so outside of the city, where you will return to your war machines and deal with the aftermath of whatever happened there. Thank you guys for a solid word combat session.
Yeah,
as you
that
have
was
finally
so much fun.
forged.
Oh man.
That was both one of the more fun sessions and one of the more stressful.
Yeah, like, oh god, look at the fine print.
It was like the excitement of tedium. Like, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, are we gonna start on the ship next session, or start on our way back?
Is there something that you'd want to do on the ship?
Ilya would wait to be the last one off, just to say a few words to Rashad.
Okay, well, we'll start with that then next time.
Okay, as we're being dropped off then.
Yeah, as basically it would be next time we're going to start with basically the ship landed on the ground of Avernus with the kind of gangplank drop down as you guys are leaving, and Ilya will be able to have her last final words with Rashad. Cool?
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, so I'm feeling that acceleration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're,
I'm
slow-mo
feeling like not next session, but the session after would be the opening of the.
Well,
Yeah, you guys, I think now, this is what I was waiting
The
for. Was
beginning of
obviously,
the end.
Yeah, it was obviously I knew you guys wanted to have some sort of agreement made with Rashad.
we had to line on exactly what our position
Exactly.
was.
Yeah. So now that has been done and signed, basically you now know what is in the companion. You know what you need to do. and you guys can start thinking about how you want to either get to the companion and unlock it, which will obviously attract the attention of Zerial. That is one thing that you guys that is very apparent, considering that she is the one who captured that planetar within there. Yeah, it'll be. I think this is now, as you said, the acceleration. Things are officially approaching endgame.
There's some thinking we gotta do too here.
Yeah,
sure.
big thonks. There might be some final. There probably next session is a final wrap up of Alagiri and if whatever Ilya wants to do there, if she wants to, and then it's off to El Terrell.
I think so.
Cool, good shit, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, I know, like so much fun for a session with no combat. And as I said, man, okay, wait. Last thing, this is the motherfucker that I was gonna throw at you guys. Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck you at? Because you guys remember what Red Ruth's potions were made with, right?
Yes.
No, I should remember.
Sap. Blood sap.
That guy.
The Titan dude, right?
No, not a Titan dude, but a guy who is basically, because the dude would be drinking a potion made with the blood potion from Red Ruth, some blood stuff would happen, and this guy is officially called the Herald of Blood, which is a fun dude who has some
hard luck Herald of Blood.
Hard luck Herald of Blood. No, he has some fun stuff. I mean, he has legendary actions. He has the engulfing protoplasm.
What?
That has, fucking grasping stuff. He can grant people blood rage. He has the gift of blood. He has blood armor.
This dude's a Bloodborne character. Like,
yeah, I know, he is. Maybe I'll
fun.
face him another time. No, it's a really cool mob, or it's a really cool enemy to...
Add some like fire shit to him, and that could be a good Maria.
Yeah, absolutely. Maria? All right, guys. That's a wrap.
The Astral Clock Tower.
Thank you guys so much for a good session, and we'll pick up on this next week probably. Tomorrow is going to be some sins. Is that right, Ilya? I mean, Neon?
Yes.
Ilya.
Sins.
Right.
All right. More.
What time are we looking at?
You can do 9 because
I
nobody
would-
got shit the next day.
I
Yeah.
have no bedtime tomorrow.
We could do a 6-hour session.
Whoa!
Hope you're ready to DM that.
You
I
laugh.
still
but,
have work tomorrow, but I have no work the next day.
So what you're saying
A
is,
couple weeks ago, I did have a 6-hour session.
I was gonna say we were joking about Boogie, but I just had one on Sunday.
yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
always do a
no
6-hour
thing.
session. It's just if you know the way my fucking days have been going lately, like all I want to do is go to sleep at the end of the day. All I want to do.
So yes, 9 p.m. tomorrow is probably when we're going to get started.
Well, I was looking for a GIF of Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, and all I got was this.
A depressed poo?
Huh?
Oh wow, a dead poo.
That's the president of China, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Dang.
Damn.
That's fair.
All right, guys and gals. Good night. Thank you guys for a solid session. We'll pick up from here next time.
Hell yeah.
Good night. Thank you. Peace out.
Right.
Hey, everyone.
Look at that. Derpy's able to find Lady Maria. Wait, that's Lady Maria in Sekiro. What the fuck?
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Weird. That's a weird skin. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna talk at you real quick. So Ace Skellington, are you still here? If you are still here, I'd love to give you guys a quick rundown of where we are currently in this campaign. So we're basically at the last and final chapter of Avernus in Descent into Avernus. However, I have, in big air quotes, homebrewed this campaign quite a bit in terms of adding in a ton of extra content for each and every one of my players. And that's kind of how I like to do it with these campaigns. I tend to personally do a lot of the modules that are offered by Wizards of the Coast and use those as a sandbox, per se, for a lot of what we do. So, for example, as you could tell, this is definitely nothing that is written in the book. There is no Rashad Fahas in the Descent into Avernus book. Rashad Fahas is a character that was created by one of our players, Lunacy, as his father, who, as his backstory dictated, was oh look, and there's my wife who plays Eclipsis. There she is.
What up?
So at the beginning of the game, Lunacy told me that Glimmer was a tiefling who was born into the world when his father signed a deal with a devil to allow for his mother and him to be saved when they were born. And so that kind of spawned that I would create Rashad, who is Glimmer's father, who was a lieutenant of Zariel in Avernus, who had signed a contract with Asmodeus, and is now half human, half fiend down here. Hamoni Barrico, our wizard. He is somebody who signed a contract or a deal when he was in wizard school as part of his backstory. And in doing so, finally found that devil down here in Avernus and was able to break that deal and forge a new deal with him, gaining benefits and whatnot, to become basically a vassal and a person of Asmodeus as well. Aphelion Castile was a Aasimar who never knew his mother, and turns out his mother was somebody who they found once again down here in Avernus as a angelic warlord. I added in a new warlord of Avernus who was this warlord of balance for our for this world, maintaining the balance, whose goal was like Mordenkainen, maintaining the balance of the Blood War, making sure that neither the Abyss nor the Infernal Hells would ever gain traction. So he was the one who eventually grabbed the sword of Zariel and was made into the angelic form he is. Sonya Montesquieu was a little bit more cut and dry. He's a paladin of Oath of Glory who has recently finally taken up a legendary weapon of Tempest to become the Chad McChatterson of paladins, and he is now basically like the most fucking balls to the wall broski McBro. Like, he is literally the embodiment of Gaston. Let's see, Ilya Oakbane, a later addition to our campaign. She actually joined in. Neon, who is playing Ilya, joined in probably actually really close to when they were actually right before they were headed towards the Scab or to the Bleeding Citadel. Her addition, Neon's addition, brought in this entirety of the town of Alighieri, which is as we kind of wrote this out together, a town that Ilya decided to try to. She was part of this town, adopted by this dwarf noble. There was a invasion of orcs and goblins, and in the attempt to save the town, she performed a dark ritual which saved the town, but then transported it to Avernus and cursed it. So she is dealing with that now. She was exiled from the town by the leadership of the town, as opposed to, outright killing her or executing her for dooming the town to hell. She was exiled to the wastelands of Avernus, where she joined up with Aphelion's mother, Adelphi, who actually it's over here.
Why is it over there?
I don't know. Let me show Adelphi really quick. I'm really proud of the.
Good night.
I'm really proud of the a lot of my tokens that I've made for this game as well. Oh, that's the wrong Adelphi. So like this is Rashad. Rashad is half fiend, half human. Adelphi is the burning judge. She is a lawful neutral angel who maintains the redeemed is the name of her crew. And let's see what else. Sneak peek. So here's Belle. Oh, wait. Here's normal Belle, right? And then here is, as we were talking about tonight, here is Mecha Armor Belle. Do I have it in the notes? No. Oh, wait. No, it's here. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, there it is.
Noma.
No, but this is a cool reveal. But yeah, that's what the armor that they were talking about for Belle will be. So, we have all those things. What else? Oh, and last but not least, my wife Eclipsis, or my wife Derpy Gecko, is playing a tiefling Eclipsis, who was torn between her fiendish heritage, which was Levistus, and her draconic sorcerer heritage, which was a bronze dragon. So I actually changed Bernie the Barber to be a bronze dragon for being a copper dragon, and in the previous sessions, Eclipsis has aligned herself with Belle and has been able to be granted the boons of of Bahamut, and has been granted the boons of Bahamut, which equals having flight speed, draconic wings, flight speed, and the breath weapons of a bronze dragon, lesser than like an ancient bronze dragon, but basically a lightning breath and a repulsion breath that she can use once a day. So yeah, there's a lot of things here that we've done. Most of it has been by the book, but a lot of it has been side quests and things like that. Side quests and things that have been dealing with a lot of the input that a lot of our players have been putting in. And that's how I'd like to play these campaigns that Wizards of the Coast put out and how we've done it previously. Where it's the campaign layout has always been, okay, here is what you could do by the book, but let's add in a bunch of branching stuff that branches out with side quests and side encounters and side interesting things that eventually all branch into the final conclusion that may or may not be shaped by what the decisions of the players are doing throughout the campaign. Yes, Tiefling is quite good. So we have, this is Glimmer, our golden Tiefling boy, our bard. This is another Tiefling, as I said, Eclipsis, who is a Levistus Tiefling, now more concentrated on being a Bahamut Tiefling. And then Ilya, she's a different race. She's a homebrew race that is semi-Tiefling, semi-not. But yeah, that's how I tend to do these campaigns, and I really like it. We're getting close to finishing this one up. After this, we're going to be doing Rime of the Frost Maiden. And then the great thing about our group, and which I will advertise now, is the fact that we play games twice a week. We play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll be playing again tomorrow due to the holiday that is on Thursday here in the United States. But twice a week we play. Our Tuesdays will be my campaign that I'm DMing. So right now it's Descent to Avernus. The campaigns on Thursdays usually are now split between Neon, who is Neon Glow, who plays Ilya, and G-Stroy, who plays Aphelion. We are doing Tyranny of Dragons on one campaign, which eventually will be another homebrew campaign by Aphelion, by Gistroy. But then the other one that we're playing, which will be tomorrow, Wednesday, which will be hosted on twitch.tv/Gstroy, Gstroy, which I will host and tweet out, is a campaign that Neon is doing herself, homebrew campaign about a world where we are the embodiment of the 7 deadly sins. well, 6 of us are the embodiment of 6 out of the 7 deadly sins. So, for example, I play sloth. My wife, Derpy Gecko, plays gluttony. We have wrath, lust, envy, greed. Oh, greed died. Greed's dead. Oh, yeah. Good night, everybody. I'm going to play out some music on the end here. Thank you, Ace Skellington, for the subs. Greatly appreciate that. And the follows. Much love and appreciation there. Hope to see you around again. I will be streaming tomorrow, or I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'll be hosting tomorrow, streaming throughout the rest of the holiday season as World of Warcraft Shadowlands is out, and I am loving that shit. So, if you guys are interested, jump back on for more streams. And, yeah. Much love. Thank you guys so much. Let's listen to some more Cyberpunk outro here. Good night, everybody. Take care.